Hello, hi, good afternoon, good evening. Right now, I fucked up. So yesterday, I didn't stream. Actually, just give me a second. Now I got a pillow under my bed, on my seat, just to give me some extra cushion. But so yeah, yesterday I didn't stream. It's fine. Couldn't really wake up for the 6 a.m. because I was just too tired. A few other things happened. Did end up streaming in the afternoon. Some Life is Strange, so that was like just as compensation. This morning I couldn't make it. This morning I went to bed at 2 a.m. So 3 hours sleep. I was not gonna be able to survive. I woke up at 12, came on, but I think that's how it's like. It's better to kind of like stream in this afternoon because at least outside of the brackets, I get to kind of just start my morning, do what I need to, kind of get some stuff done, and then come and stream. It's not just like immediately hop on and stream, but you know, I do enjoy those sometimes for the 6 a.m.s. Oh, I need to still stay on this for a second. I just need to fix up some things. Anyways, at the current moment, it's 9-3. Vitality is down. Astralis has 9 on them. Fucking insane concept right now. Just like, you know, it's not crazy because Astralis with this Yabby's down lineup is actually like crazy. So it's more of, are we just able to see more cohesion from them, able to see a little bit, you know, and this is what I'm talking about from this game, because this is the game that I've watched. I didn't watch the previous 2 matches. I saw the second one, but I didn't fully, like, I wasn't comprehending it. I was just kind of like having audio play in the background while I was doing my stuff. But to that argument, for this game, it's just crazy because
I said no such thing.
It's not even about having Zipics. It's just like device, like what you saw from this old Astralis lineup where they had Borup and Stare and Altex. I don't know if Altex was their full sub or if he was just there for a game, but from what you were seeing in that series, it was so much about Borup and either it was Altex or it was Stare, one of them, who just couldn't support. Blame F would always be that pillar. What's his name? What device is always popping off? Like he came back into this Astralis lineup, insane, like insane stat lines all the way through. So he's carrying the load. He just needs people to support them, and what you've seen from this Astralis lineup is that exactly. It's fucking insane.
CT-sided map. Big time.
Now we get to see Vitality on CT side. Oh, nice little 2-piece for Spinks. That's what's needed. Apex just dies out in the open. Makes it a 3-on-3. Unnecessary. Basic default pistol. Can't really communicate or like talk a lot about what's happening here. Messi gets the backside pick.
They could go for the boost. Astralis could go.
They're gonna go A.
Pushing, yeah. I think they've got the inkling to move, and I think actually ZywOo is going to smell this as well. Chance for him to clip one off. He'll see him walk by.
No, it's good. Okay, I'm just gonna tap out for a moment while I fix this up.
They were spotted, but ZywOo, he can't walk any faster. They start running now, and he can't give himself away. They've got some speed on the walk, but it's going to be a plant. They're going to plant for bathrooms. Hardest possible situation. Can the best Berettas player on Earth do this?
Utility for it. Blame F takes a piece up on Truck. He's locked into this fight. CT starting to get jumbled, and Blame F shaves flames off of it. ZywOo opened rounds, now he's got to close one. And Device in this kill metrics throughout the night has had ZywOo's number.
Oh God,
they're playing with pistols.
He's playing from the stairs.
All the way back.
He actually spotted already and saw there was no tap. Device
oh my
down
God.
the stairs in this clutch.
Jeez.
Knows that ZywOo's going to come this far forward. There are levels
Literally,
right
he's
now.
literally just
Draw
smiling.
him down into the dungeons. Device chased all the way. ZywOo outplayed as that rotation to the A site just got away from them, and he falls in the end. Device
Hey,
moves to
dog,
the
you wanna
clutch
get out?
and they have themselves a 10th round, momentum, and a
leave it
kidding.
a
And then
little bit
credit
just so
to
that
them.
you can leave if you
Gotta
want to.
give them their
There is no restrictions on you.
gotta
I
give
really
them
feel
their
like
respect
Apex
for
has
the
kind of
win,
just
all these
fumbled
pistols, the way
throughout
they've
this
done
entire
those
game.
moments
If he
and
just
some
hit like
maneuvers
held
going
barrel,
down to mid-round
at least
situations
until he
that
wasn't
they picked
blind,
up,
because he just
way
walked out
and
into
they've
that.
done it.
It's
Bombers,
terrible if you
they've
stay
had those
barrels are
mid-round
toxic
success, I think,
because
between
you're
multiple
immediately
players
gonna
in
die.
Vitality.
Like
For
you're
the most part,
like
for
you're gonna get
Vitality,
walked
it's
up
been
on, or you're
Zywoo
gonna get
to have
caught
incredible
from a
plays.
headshot.
With
So it's
almost
just like
nothing as a team.
inevitable.
That is their
But
third 3v5 of this series.
it was just bad timing with the rotate. That's all it was. It's just bad timing in this kind of level of competition.
Yeah, that might be a bridge too far, man. Astralis.
And what you see in a few rounds here and there is just the ability for Vitality to just fumble a little bit. I remember one round, Apex was trying to flash Sphinx out Monster, and Stown was holding it wide, and you see the flash miss, and if it landed, Sphinx gets the kill, and they get the advance onto B side. I don't know if I'll be able to find this specific round, but there was a round in that situation. So it's just little things where it's like milliseconds are really fucking this team.
Gets the reaction out of Stown. Jabby killed towards Monster's big. Flames nothing more than the burst. And just like that, down to the 2v4. Bomb still back towards
Sometimes
spawn,
I always hear
Apex and
people in
Zywoo.
the fucking ear.
A
Can't tell if
massive
that's
ask
just from
when both bomb
their
sites
comm
could
still,
still be
or like
primed
when
for
they're
the taking.
trying to mute.
Man, if this bomb goes to B. Zywoo's been found out and successfully stopping one towards A. This is a great chance for Apex. 4 and 12 on map 3, but the bomb is alone. If he stops this bomb, Zywoo can come and save him, and he will do exactly that. As he swaps over to the Deagle, we've got two T's extending out, and Zywoo sprinting in, 15 to the clock. Apex, can he stay alive? Not for enough! Not for enough! Stown puts it down, and it's 11 to Astralis.
And there is one more game going on after this. That's why I kind of just kept the stream going.
With their player who was still on site, and Zywoo
OG
is
Falcons,
the tilt right now.
which really seems like it's going to be a rough series, but I'm curious to watch Heavy God. Curious to see how Falcons does. I'm really kind of... I'm not putting my money on Boris, but I just want to see him actually like develop. I want to see if he's established, because if like Falcons project is so funny how they literally just stole ends so that they could maintain a lineup or maintain group slots for ESL and Blast. It's just like fuck out of here.
Saying comebacks, boys, and Zywoo being real, guys. We also need to wake up.
Yeah, and that's the fact. That's the fact. If you got two eyes, you can see that it's simply been individuals that can't keep up at the moment.
This helps. This definitely helps. Spinks, Zywoo's right-hand man, posts a 2K on the aggression out from Monster. Because you've got to do something. You can't just sit back. In their faces they get. Falling to the bomb site, they go. Just trying to buy as much time
I'm
for Apex
finally
Flames and
cleared
Mezzi
up.
to get online.
Kind of just want to see what Twitter's saying
5-5 and 6
while I'm
frags.
doing this, because sometimes Twitter got some funny things to say. Also, crazy with the Terry Rozier trade. That's insane, bro. Not really crazy, but just like,
this kind of a lead, you deserve to take the chance. They're getting closer on the bathrooms. Flames pistol behind Dice. Spinks, remember, he's low. It's good damage coming out of Zywoo. Stown catching the only frag so far, gets himself a second, and Zywoo just sitting pretty on top of the bomb. So this feels far too gone. But it is Stown, and he does have time, and he did just get that third kill. He's got about 5 seconds to spare. Both the CTs close enough to the bomb site. It would be a miraculous way to get 12, and with bomb in hand, he's done.
Thank you. Was that Apex?
Damage, but wait to get 12.
Yeah.
Vitality have
Thank
a
you,
lifeline.
Apex.
Hope that flash up the back, and they have a chance to maybe go for the punt, go for a fake. But it's a deeper truck angle. Straw is still very much locked into
Twitter?
the idea that a comeback can take place. And they should be. Some of the biggest comebacks in CS2 happen. CT overpass versus a lot of top teams. Best way to finish on this map is fast.
And with the pistol round win, they could have done exactly that.
Yeah. That being said, I think they're they're worth their salt on this map. I think that their upgrades that they have on paper make perfect sense on Overpass. We've already seen them, I think, reap the benefits of having Scout on that CT side as well as Jabby as well. So I think here on T side, I mean, I can't see them just losing flat out unless their boot camp went terribly, unless they really didn't give that much love to Overpass. They couldn't make something click. Vitality have to reach some next level.
The kind of level that the world's #1 should be able to reach.
That's true. That's true.
The reality of that OG matchup to start the year was it wasn't even a contest. All we wanted from Astralis tonight was to make it close, to push Vitality in some way. Like so many others failed to do.
Which team has 4 top 10 players? That's what I gotta ask you, Connor.
God, I hate the squeakiness. I need to get WD-40 to reduce that, like, squeaky.
Which of these teams has won anything?
I'm gonna just fucking have this shit hang.
I mean, Vitality the best team right now, but Astralis the best team ever, so.
Nah, fuck it, I need to keep it tight. Let me grease this up. Now that I got
VR machine lives
the
on.
cushion device.
One hand.
Yeah, okay.
We're going up a bit, boys. Call it like.
A lot of space on
here.
bathrooms. This has got the makings of one of those rounds.
This
where
will be
the
enough
insight
for
just
my leg to
crumbles
also
to
go up.
nothing, except the defenders are
Should say it's a
Spinks
little
and
higher.
Zyler, so you'd think that it's impossible. Flashes come over, but no frag from Spinks. And Zywoo, he'll get into the cover of the smoke with a teammate on
Yeah,
the truck.
definitely more than enough
They
room for
didn't
my leg.
get in as they would have liked. And now this is a stacked bomb site. But the nade almost finished off Zywoo, and the uncertainty starts to peel Flamesy and Mezzy back down towards B, but they're not going there. Astralis reroute from long.
Yeah, the double fast rotation can be heard.
No utility here for the CTs, none whatsoever. And with Apex back on Dumpster, these players have gotten out. Zywoo, he's low HP, and his teammates have offered him nothing. Mezzy comes back up from Dumpster. Can he be the savior? He peels Stare off of the push towards bathrooms, but then Blame F from inside sight. Mezzy tries to get out, tries to continue, but no chance, no cigar.
Damn.
12 is secured.
With a save. He did that with a save. None of them could frag.
Nothing. Spinks dies empty-handed. Apex gives them the long cross for free, and then what Zywoo has to deal with is 3 players in the open, all the space to trade.
It's a nice one out of Blame F on both fronts.
Great call as well from Blame to pull off of the A site to go long instead of B. You saw the uncertainty it created for Vitality, and they just couldn't keep up. So now they'll be working with double Deagles, 2 MP9s, and an M4. Not today.
Only Robs.
Jabby down to half health, but that's fine by him. 5v4 set up for Astralis.
GG's.
The depth of the Danes is still a question mark, but the certainty of their Mirage and Overpass cannot be understated. This is the winning formula for this new team. Stound, Blame F device, topping the charts. And not just beating, but dismantling Vitality on this deciding map. CT is looking for some kind of a fight, trying to press out, looking to hang on for dear life. And the trade comes out from Spinks, but the trades are even better. Astralis have managed to get into sight and to plant with 2 of their best players
There's
still
no way.
alive. And Zywoo on the approach. He's had to do everything, and he has had moments, but his teammates tonight have let him down. And as he tries to get into this site, he should be dead. He is indeed. Astralis defeat Vitality, ending their win streak shy of 10, and putting their name in the lights at the start of 2024. Who is the newest contender? We ask ourselves each season. Finally, Astralis connect.
Babsky, I have given you a hard time. I said you were unpaid by Astralis to say good things. I told you it was the honeymoon period. I have consistently played this down. I just want you to know right now, I believe.
Well,
The Astralis dream is alive. It is kicking, I believe.
welcome to the team. I think nobody expected this, even myself. I expected them to at least take it to 3 maps, but dominating them in this fashion on third map. What a game.
And dominate is the word. We spoke so much about what to expect here, and they just came in and did the unexpected. Even ZywOo just wasn't capable of shutting Astralis down.
Nobody from a Vitality side was able to play a good game on that overpass. So many small clutches went in the way of Astralis, and that is often the thing that makes the game go their way.
Of course, it's not all doom and gloom for Vitality. They are still in the competition, but now they drop into the lower brackets. For Astralis, they got a nice chill all the way through to Saturday. You see them now in the huddle, and this is something we've spoken about over the last 2 days, the spirit in this team, the camaraderie. I have not seen Astralis like this in a long time. Different players coming in, everyone always looks a bit miserable. Right now, everyone looks pretty united.
Yeah, we have to go all the way back to the Astralis era to see a team united as this Astralis lineup, and I owe it so much to Device. I think he's fought for this so many times. He's been in an IP, he's been in a mess, and now finally he gets that cherry on top. He gets in the first place in the group. What a magnificent performance by him as well.
Also, for the two newcomers to Astralis, they got so much heat.
Yeah, the stabby.
The stab, yeah. I mean, we were calling them stabby. But look what
Rightfully
they've been able
so,
to do. The move works for them. This is the lineup. This is the Danish dream going into the major, right?
Yeah, I spoke with Stavn and Yabi, and they thought it was hard to come into a team and be welcomed in that sense by the entire community. But I said to them, people will forget once they win. Obviously, it's a shame that it had to happen the way, but when they start winning, people will only look at that.
What's really exciting and why I'm going to be staying up or waking up tomorrow is for the actual good matchups. Group A had its highlights. Group A and C had its highlights. Like, you know, who doesn't want to watch the Navi development team? Who doesn't want to see the G2? See how they performed. I'm so upset about the complexity, just downfall. I think, yeah, they're already eliminated from the Spring Showdown. Well, they'll be in the Spring Showdown, like with all these other teams, but yeah, this is where you want to be. Spring Finals. When is this? June 12th to 16th, and when is Showdown? March. So you get about a month break before you're going into it at London. Nonetheless, that's fine. You still have some time to kind of, you got about a month, like a month and a half before you start to around here. So probably like 7 weeks before it starts, which is more than enough time when you start to look at it in the grand scheme of things. Take this, roll with it, start doing some practice scrims, and just get your season in order coming into the Spring Showdown, so that by the time you get into the finals, when you qualify for the finals, because that's your goal, you're able to make some determination. But, you know, it's about the grand scheme. Like, I'm pretty sure they're qualified for RMR, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, my main notion for all of this was to point out the phase. Gamer Legion is a little bit more whatever, but you still gotta take it for what it is. Spirit, I'm very excited, even though they don't have Donk and I forgot who the other person was. I think it was Magix and Donk who were not here, so they have their in-game, they have their coach and their a sub from their academy team that are coming in. But nonetheless, I'm here for the Liquid lineup because, bro, Liquid, come on. This is probably, like, outside of just this team being the next big hope for ANA, it's like, it's the next big hope for ANA, but in an international lineup, but at its maximum. Like, what we were seeing with early integrations of, like, NRG, when they had, like, I can't think of his name, Cirque. When Cirque was still, like, the up-and-coming, and there was a lot of hype around that. The OG lineup with Mixwell, and there was a lot of hype. They won the E-League Season 1 over Astralis. Like, there was a lot of hype around these NA teams that take steps towards internationalism. But Liquid, what I'm excited and what I'm hoping the most for is that they're understanding that they need to go, like, completely international in terms of, like, doing multiple boot camps, like, for weeks at end in Europe because the NA competition is not going to be enough. Like your weakest link here is Skulls, and Skulls is your entry fragger. He's the underrated one. He's the one that everybody's kind of got a lot of hype for. So you take it for what it is. But I don't know. Liquid's mad hype. I'd say though, realistically, it's probably gonna be FaZe that are gonna advance, but it's more of just kind of getting your feet under, like, water under. I don't know how to fucking go. Just get your feet wet is what I was trying to say. Where you kind of steamroll through the NA RMR. You had a few. I think it was. Oh, I can't think of the team name, but it had Malds, like Malks, and another team. See if they have it from M80. M80 they couldn't beat, bro. Just like for some reason it was Slacks and Manx who were just able to do so much for that team. But more realistically, it's like for Liquid, get your feet wet, understand how you guys are gonna flow in a tier 1 against tier 1 competition, and the goal should be spring finals, at least qualifying for the spring finals. But even if you make it to the showdown, it's just like there isn't fear yet, and that's all it's about. So we've got about another 5 or 10, I'd say probably another 10 minutes before your actual next match starts. Let me see if Complexity made it to the RMR then. I'm pretty sure that they did. Yeah, they've been steamrolling all their teams. NRG, triple overtime, double overtime. Oh yeah, against this lineup, fucking insane. That's actually pretty good that they were able to get. I have real big hopes for Hex, you know, like, I have really big hopes for Hex, and that he is able to perform, get some good experience. When, you know, I was very excited for the EG Black team to just get advanced into the main roster. Unfortunate that they weren't able to do much with it, but right now I feel like it's a great time to be a tier 2 NA team because there's just a lot of hype coming back into the scene. You have Nouns, M80, Party Astronauts, who are kind of like, NRG is supposed to be a tier 1 team, but realistically they're gonna have tier 2 talents. And even with the Daps OC lineup, like, I'm just curious to see how they develop. With Daps and OC, I'm really excited because I feel like they're gonna be able to find a way to really maximize OC and have good pieces around him. But that's for a while now. Like, it wasn't beneficial for him to jump into the tier 1 Liquid scene because it was just so hard to grasp. But, you know, he was able to make some performances out of it. It's just like, let's redistribute back into the tier 2 NA scene where you're gonna fucking explode. Everybody's not gonna be able to handle you, but, you know, let's just try to take it step by step instead of just jumping back into the tier 1 international fight. Maybe take tier 1, like, if you're NRG, just take those tier 1 SA teams, you know, South Americans, Brazilians, Argentinians, 9Z, fucking, what else is there? MIBR, Furia. Like, take those teams and fight them. Like, have good opportunities against those series, because that's your natural progression stage in your region. You're not gonna go international with this kind of lineup, bro. This is scary to see international because they're not gonna do shit. But they did qualify for first to second. Yeah, so they got first, second. So once the Americas RMR, 2 months from now, basically like a full month away, like 5 weeks. Give or take 5.5, 6 weeks. Yeah, like Nouns, I'm a really big fan of the Nouns team. Rocket, I think I think there was steel on one of these. I don't know if he did qualify. Oh no, he's not allowed. Wild card. Wild card was very surprising that they were actually able to make it, but they're pretty good. At least from what I was watching from the Flom qualifiers, because they were facing them, or Flom's Mythics team was facing wild card. But yeah, out of these teams, you should probably be having competition against Furia, maybe MIBR if they're able to do it. M80 has been showing some presence, and I'm talking about for Liquid in this case. Like, those are really the only teams that should kind of, maybe Nouns, because there was I don't know, that was with Complexity and Nouns were usually in the same facility to play their matches, and we're kind of just like hanging out and stuff. But yeah, really MIBR, M80, Furia. I don't think Nines, no. Yeah. Maybe Imperial, but like, let's not act like, you know, this is fucking 2017, 2018, bro. Like, these players are fucking ass at this point. Okay, yeah. So those 3 teams, Complexity, you have those 4 teams, Liquid, MIBR, Furia, M80. Pain has some good players. I'm a big fan of NQC, Big Uzera. Nouns, I would say, is also another team that Complexity might have to, like, it's like, this region, like, these teams, realistically, like, there's a lot more competition for Complexity, in my view, than Liquid, but it should be Liquid and Complexity that are making it out of here. And it's what, 6 teams, 8 teams, and then 8 teams go into what, opening stage, and then that's the best out of 16, and then you're going into elimination. I don't know, I fucking get this shit, bro. Holy shit, this is so confusing. Oh, and then group elimination is just gonna come from what your actual stats are. What's this, 8 teams? So then it's top 8 teams, that's group elimination. Then you qualify for the RMR into the playoffs where it's quarterfinals. Okay, so that's not too confusing. It's just about, in this closed qualifier, or in the regional RMR, you just have to, I guess, how many games are getting played? So you're playing 3 matches, so you need you need either a 2-0 or a 3-1, or a 2-1. 3-0 or 2-1. No, because if you win the best of 1, then you're 1-0 progression match, and then you will just automatically qualify. So it goes like, there'll probably be like 3 or 4 teams that are 2-0. Then you have the 1-1s that have to do the elimination, so that'll be the next 8 teams that are like 1-1. And then you're gonna have the 2-1s and 2-0s, or 0-2s, and then the 1-2s. Hey man, I'm not good at math.
Nicest guys I've met, and we were having this conversation off camera, and he didn't want to be.
The favor is in Complexity, Liquid's side.
Good enough the last 2 years, and you were still defending them. So
I'm just hoping Nouns is able to make it. God, I hope
but 2, I agree with you. Maybe what OG actually needs is for Rugger to be gone.
Yeah, I think it's fine to have a full overhaul of this team. Last time I was
going into
what OG was coming with was the original lineup with LMCP, with Main 2 and all those type of players, but since it's not been that too great.
We can talk more about OG.
I've heard a lot about Heavy God, Israeli boy, Israelis, but
what they want to hear is Scrawny and Launders talking. So let them do that.
Yes, I mean.
So yeah, Nexus. I don't know really anything about Heavy God. I've heard like basically it's just like an HLTV. Like everybody's a fan of him on HLTV, or like supposedly like he's just like an underrated GOAT. So I'm curious to actually watch him live and see how he performs. Regali actually kind of surprised me in the end of last season with his tenure in OG. Obviously there's a bit of a different lineup, and you've gone a replacement with Keto, Heavy God, and Nexus to come in, but you still kind of have that 1-2 punch with Fiku and Regali, which I feel like it's more than enough, but Fiku hasn't really been able to perform in the beginning of the season. I think also leading into the RMR, just wasn't really able to get much like crazy performances out. But they also don't have their head coach at this moment because he's dealing with his own issues. So don't know how much you can really blame it on him. Same thing that I was kind of talking about before with the Falcons team. Madden, I've heard like a lot of up and downs about. He's not really like, you would have wanted Nerds on the Falcon team because Nerds was like that piece, but why would, Saudi Arabia, Israeli, plus like all the other conflict that you kind of go with, Nerds wouldn't make any sense. But I think this trio with Snappy, Madden, and Sampayas, you're able to do a lot with. It's just about seeing where Boris is able to support and like able to blow up.
In the RMR qualifier, but right now it's not looking good either until
Magis is Magis, bro. Magis, bro. I watch VODs of Magis, and my brain gets bigger by the minute, like by the play, bro.
Versus all of
I love Magis.
And then there's this question of Keto as well, because Keto had a 0.
And I was not the biggest fan of him, like in that integration of Astralis. I was a big fan of him in North, but that in like that Astralis integration, it wasn't like it was bad. It's just like, wow, what the fuck are we doing here?
But it was something conversation about
just so much power.
Could maybe call in the future that someone said.
But I was never a Cajun B fan, so anything over Cajun B, bro. Fucking hell.
I'm making money.
Actually, my prediction for this game is Sampayas is gonna farm up today.
Good.
Yeah.
It kind of is like Cajun B to me is like the Slemmy of Cloud9 for Astralis. It's just like, he wasn't a terrible pick. He wasn't a great pick. He did what he needed to, but he never was going to be like a reason for your team getting over that hump. Like your team was basically just going to be able to cruise control your region, and then when it came to international play, would fumble a bit.
It's still kind of unique.
I actually want to see what this Astralis lineup did. It's not really a lot that's going to happen to this.
Well, I mean, like, there are like
TSM.
lookalikes, but they can't act, right?
Hey,
so I just mean,
I'll take what I can get.
Hey, he was number 6. He was ahead of Device this year.
You had him at?
I had him at 11, I think, because he choked a little bit in some.
So
big
they
matches. He didn't have a great
dropped
nature.
Kerrigan. Okay, so
I love Spain, okay?
when TSM was created, or no, when Astralis was created, wait, no, team question mark. Because they came to this
Speaking of
era.
Sampayas, there you go. A little farm for him and a Magisk treat for the road. When I think about the fact that this team is the core of Ents,
Astralis, because I'm assuming then it would just immediately integrate into 2016.
Fast, Snappy gets aggressive, and they are players that do like.
Yeah, so it just immediately integrated them into that. So yeah, Cajun B came, and then he was dropped a little bit after Kerrigan. So I think it was.
That's 3 players in Madden, Snappy, and Sampayas that I consider like.
Kirby came in immediately for Cajun B, and then Matt just came in for Kirby. Okay, yeah, so I'm missing the Kirby era because that was. Yeah, I was a fan of Kirby.
You should not be feeling pressure in this matchup.
Wouldn't you feel more pressure because you're supposed to win?
No, because it's so significant of a lopsided mismatch, in my opinion, that like if you feel pressure versus OG as Falcons, you don't have what it takes to be a professional.
True.
Damn. Okay. That's pretty messed up.
It's messed up, but it's true.
In a like environment with no crowd, with no trophy on, it's come on. You're gonna let OG send you to the showdown. If you do, you should have to return Falcons their money.
OG have sent a team or two to the showdown, let me tell you.
Not this OG.
Yeah.
OG with Flamesy, OG with Dexter, OG, that OG, okay, we can have a conversation.
Who were these players before OG? Let me ask you that.
It's his first land, bro. It's his first real land.
Nah, Heavy God is actually
gonna have
perform
3
crazy though.
nice rounds tonight.
I just don't really know about Keto or Nexus.
Keto's gonna finish this map with 4 kills.
Yeah.
And you know when you're getting wrecked, when you can't maintain a control of a map, then that's when your calls start to go to the wayside as well.
You're not invited to TI next year. I'm just saying that right now.
I'm not hurt by that.
I can't even spell Dota.
You know, I used all of my romanticism on the Astralis upset. I'm coming into this game as a realist. and maybe a bit of a dickhead.
Dickhead is
I
underrated.
wish
It's
them
just
the
an
best,
under.
But like, even the OG that had more experience when they brought in like Fasher, you know, like OG just hasn't made. I don't think OG has made an inspiring move now.
Have you got
Months in
It's
basically all of 2023, OG hasn't made any fucking good moves. But I think it's more of just about like the ability to compete, because for them it's less about like, as long as you're able to kind of compete, qualify for
That's very fair.
like have a strong enough team to just qualify for majors so that you can get some money and some flow. Like that's all you're really asking for. If you're able to get that lock-in of sticker money, you're gonna keep competing. You're just gonna keep trying to maintain a team that's able to compete. And I think this is like the first time that they're truly looking for not a rebuild, but to take a season to develop their team. I also joined in when like that end of 2022, end of 2022 into 2023. So I saw the final. I think it was the winter finals. The last winter finals.
Also, that's another one for me too. Is like, well, now you don't have Rugga either, and Rugga would have been, I imagine, a part of the scouting process for some of those previous players, because who else in the OG organization is really diehard Counter-Strike, you know, scouting, formulating talent and whatnot. Like Rugga for me definitely played a role there.
Last world final in the winter, yeah.
The best thing he could have probably done as he was going out the door was get them Heavy God.
Heavy Gal.
This is like Zonic securing Mezzi before leaving Vitality.
Parting gift.
Rugga is Zonic 2.0.
And then this team had Dexter. This OG had Dexter, right? Yeah. Like this is when I came in. Like that Anubis clip, always will hit. I don't remember when it was. Semifinals. Anyways, yeah. But like, this was the good OG era. This is like the Nexa. Neofrag was a little bit iffy, but you had the Flamesy, Dexter, Fiku was just popping. And you had Flamesy back then. Flamesy, bro. Now you have none.
That's how they became a team that like
Fiku's over 5, not 1. You're just trying to maintain mediocreness. It's not terrible, because you're like the Indiana Pacers. You're never gonna spend big money to get like that big name, but you're never gonna be in complete, like you're never not gonna be in contention, right? You're always gonna try to compete. And I mean that, and like you're not gonna. You're competing for tier 1 events. You're trying your best to compete in tier 1 events. You're picking up people that maybe don't have all the name brand, but will be able to put up some performance in that.
I want to yell his name a little bit, you know, because he's gonna.
At least, why else would you sign Keto?
It's a training ground / tryout for greater things. If you're a Heavy God, you don't say no to an invitation to come play Blasted Spring groups.
Yeah.
Regali, well, it's kind of his right-hand man, so now that's both of them coming through with a little something. They've at least created an opening and a post plant, and Regali comes off that plant with a real chance now. Just nail Snappy to the wall, and he could just turn this 1v3 on its head.
I love Regali,
You
bro.
thought you were talking about Heavy God? Meet Regali. Battle of the Oppers. Some pious dunks the nade on top, comes at him with the pistol. Can he close it?
Regali, no!
It's not pretty, but he gets there. And a round win is a round win.
The nade
Still
was
take it for
perfect
what
to
it
make
is.
that as
You
hard as
got a
possible
nice
for
little
Regali to
2-piece
hit.
on that.
Came down
It's just
to
unfortunate that Heavy is able
West,
to not doesn't clear a name there and gets
by
locked
default.
and dies. If he gets the 1-for-1, that
got
comes a little
messy.
bit more different, right?
Luckily that worked out for Sophias. That's a very nice attempt.
If OG are going to make more of those rounds seem possible, then I do think it is great to be reminded right here of Regali's potential as well.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
2 highest rated players for OG in their major run thus far. They did indeed qualify.
I won't discredit OG for not having their coach, because from what interviews they've done and from what players or like the casters have been talking about, like their GM, I think that's who she is. Like, is there either player assistant or like coach assistant or like is a general manager at least for a team? Like she's very much a part of the team, very supportive, big piece for them. Motivational wise and just like, you know, keeping the team together. So it's not like because they don't have their coach they're completely out. I think it's just like this team is very much in a rough state. Yeah, that was very good from Boris. He was just immediately pushing onto that. Okay, so I'm actually gonna try to focus up this rest of the game. Less commentary and kind of just understand, look at minimap, because I wasn't looking at minimap, I was just looking at the screen.
You have a favorite bird?
Nice, Pablo! Nice! Let's fucking go!
I was about to make a joke, but I don't think my girlfriend appreciates that.
Yeah, bro.
I'm not really a big bird guy, actually. I think they're kind of creepy.
Agreed. I just tries
Yeah,
to
we're
get
on the
away
same
with
page with that, right? Like flying dinosaurs.
Yeah, I hate birds. Can't stand them.
Not cuddly. Falcons are cool, actually. I mean, if there was one, you know, pretty grand.
We forget that sometimes Keto can also have a round with a pistol. Keto with a deagle can win a round. Keto with a Tech 9 can maybe get a bomb plant.
Oh,
Okay.
he's going
This is
through
like
it.
one of those crazy one-offs where you catch Falcons slipping because they've got momentum of the 6-0. See if they can win the disadvantaged retake. Oh, yeah.
Gave it to
Iku
him.
caught Keto in smoke, looking for his third on the round. Can they set up Heavy God? He's all that's remaining. Stuck in the smoke with a deagle in hand. Looks to come out and catch Boros, who's crossed over as Sunpius has kept it quiet. Sunpius jumps through, offers an M4 over. Heavy God is a kid in play, and sure enough,
Heavy guy.
Let's fucking go. Heavy
This
God with a
first.
2-on-1 clutch
a 1v2
situation.
from
Perfect.
Cave, set up by Keto. And 13-1.
Get sit on.
Clean Tech 9 taps. I'll give him that.
Can I show smokes and stuff?
And they're ready to capture that energy. 1-round win, and they're here.
Good.
We didn't see that yesterday because they literally got 13-0'd one game. So they've
Fucking
been
hell,
waiting
I'll
on
take it.
this.
Okay.
They had to play 17 rounds before they were allowed
it's
to
just every
celebrate.
map. Okay.
Lottie looking very
So
stately here, standing behind.
my point I was trying to explain was, or not point, but what I was kind of just observing was that immediate mid-aggression from Magisk to push onto this elbow. So what they did was a deep elbow smoke into this cubby, and then over here into this little push-out area that a lot of T's like to do to try to get this one-on-one right here is a deep molly. So he did a deep smoke into a deep molly, and I don't remember who was here, but he was immediately taking that fight. While that was happening, I think there was a second person that was coming from Sniper's Nest with him who was smoking off window or just outside heaven, basically, allowing for him allowing matches to push mid without any aggression from the seven people who would be technically on cat. This is like the cat area that I call it. So nobody would be fighting from heaven or window area to get that mid control. And basically, Matches was able to take mid all clear. While that was happening, they had 3 in the cap position, slowly pushing up. But that was some good immediate mid aggression that I saw. This I missed out on. This round I missed out on. But that was just something that I observed that, you know,
a CT press out gets Heavy God down.
those immediate smokes and that immediate aggression takes so much mid control, and unfortunately they weren't able to win that. But you know, it's a 2-on-1 situation, so you take that. You lose that clutch, but it's a bit unfortunate you lose that clutch, but it's not like your money is really. Actually, you know what? I stand wrong in that argument.
Yeah, it stands.
If they lost this round with the bomb plant, it would have been completely screwed for their economy.
And
But
with a lot of conviction here from Falcons,
now they get a bit of a reset. They still keep the
ARC,
ARC, have a few AKs and minimal upgrades that they have to spend in this next round. So I think what you're gonna see, if I can get
They
to the
made playing on
match
all of
is
these
that the
plays.
money's going to be pretty good on the CT side here. Yeah. Wait for the reset, and then you'll kind of see 46, 41, like 1K.
Is Keto the only German now to have a chance to get to the major?
JDC's out. Bigger out. Any other notable Germans that
It would be an way underdog, eh? Otherwise,
have to be? Or I mean, there's probably there's got to be one guy I'm not thinking of.
right? Swanee.
Bro, that's
Swan's
a...
out. Let's see. Favin's team got eliminated.
Bro.
Active Germans.
Germans, where you at?
Yeah. Okay. We'll just use...
But watch Big turn
kinda
everything
keep that
around
on.
and qualify for London next week. Watch him do it.
True.
Am I, like,
True.
behind her or something? Is there a
Never
reason why
count
they're
out.
not
We remember
showing?
Big is best at blast. They
Oh,
say.
technical blast, that's why.
You say that, yeah, and it
Yep.
definitely rings true.
I am
Okay.
the they
And he brings heat packs.
in this equation.
So they're gonna get hotter throughout the game. Or throughout the series.
I mean, go look at Nexius' stats. Tell me they're not.
And the
Pretty
boys
good.
usually take the
They're okay.
electric. I think Boris
He's not
had
playing,
back to
he's
back
not played the teams at this
issues.
level yet.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he had issues yesterday too.
With Mouse. That was
Yeah.
his first tier 1 LAN events,
Yeah.
and he
I
did
remember
okay.
some good rounds and some bad rounds.
And considering that was also a Mouse that was like kind of on the fritz, you know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Shell shocked.
yeah, poor guys. It's not, you know, you never want your
Vertigo,
stand-in to be in
Falcons
a team
pick,
in a rocky
and
state like
Mirage.
that.
Yeah. Looking for Germans.
Well, I came across Kiosk and got excited for a second, but obviously he's
French.
Belgian. He's French. Yeah. Highest rank
Oh,
German
not
on
streaming, what?
HLTV is obviously the big team at 18th.
I stopped streaming.
We're on German watch right now.
None of them.
Might be keto. Might be keto.
Gotta be. The only Germans in the top 30, all on big.
I fucking love the ball that cuts shoot. Yeah, it's actually killer, bro.
Continue to scour
The stream
depths
for
of
the
the
AM
internet.
stuff, so
For more
understandable.
Germans, we'll get back to you guys. We've got a little prolonged technical issue here as Boros' computer is on the fritz, and we need Boros at his best if they're going to continue to keep OG at bay. Don't go too far. It's elimination on the line.
Trigger discipline, yay. Jeez, man. A real fucking shit break to this bad game. It's a 7-1. And there's also a part reason why I didn't stream yesterday too, because matches from yesterday all were 2-0s, so it was just like there was no point. I should have streamed this first one, or like I wish I woke up for this, because this looked like it would have been a great series to watch. Bid popping off, Ime popping off, wonderful, had a great game. Well, that's just throughout the series. I saw Anubis Ime was popping off. That's actually an insane stat line. Holy fuck. 1.77 rating. 98, basically just a 1 rating, or like a 1 point KD. Not 1 point KD, a 1 point ADR. Wow. I feel like JL doesn't really need to be a crazy performer. He kind of just needs to be like that He's kind of like Rain. Rain isn't the greatest performer. He has his moments, but what I kind of think of Rain for FaZe, I think of him as more of like a solidarity for like the team, the offside, like outside of the game. You know, when they're just being humans. Like he's an old man. I'm not saying JL is old, but I'm saying they have that like good energy to be around and to hang out with. So when you're on the server, it's so much more fun to play with them. So even if they're not the greatest performer or they're not having the best game, they're still able to keep the mood high. And he does what he does. Like maybe he doesn't get the kills, but he's always using or throwing his nades number on the board. Okay. Overpass is insane from Bit. I'm very excited to see what Bit can do. I'm also thinking that this Cloud9 team is going to become something of the old Navi. Everybody has that prediction, but
dismantled by Vitality yesterday on Vladdy's birthday, have now jumped back into the server and meet the money team that is Falcons.
Vladdy was
Team Falcons.
to be
precise. Leading 7-1. If you guys are just tuning in, what you've missed was a heavy God 1v2.
Yeah.
He's sitting pretty on
Money's
9 frags,
a little screwed. I think you're getting only 14 in this next save. Or in this next loss.
They're super active. They're
but
clearly playing with confidence.
Yeah,
individual decision making.
that's what happens when you just get one or two. Like if you're able to kill 3 people consecutively on like 3 CTs each round or like every other round, that's enough to just fuck up the economy. They're not able to really get a solid stronghold at that point. If you're able to kill 1 or 2, that's whatever. You're able to compensate.
It's just a matter of getting into situations where you can ask
good
him to go for the clutch.
on top
Regali
of
opens shop with the 5v4 on the B site.
Nice little smoke.
We've got top mid control of Nexius, but he is so stuck into this fight, he's gonna have to try and get
he's not
himself
expecting
out
a second though.
by tooth and nail.
Boris gets him nice.
Boros will get
And
that.
then this is just an immediate cave pressure.
Just
But
has
yeah.
a little bit of cover. 2 kills and a real chance at dropping Heavy God as well. He has sectioned these off perfectly, but a missed no scope. Heavy God 1v3 shut down by Madden.
That's really nice, but that was just unfortunate that Nexius wasn't able to see Boris in that position. It's just good that they were able to string so much pressure into that little red room. You know, couldn't push up. And Nexius was in a very good position. It was just unfortunate that they were predicting that mid. Like they knew that they lost all mid. So it's not predicting. They knew that they lost mid, so they just kept hold of it. And then the double donut push.
From Nexius in that situation.
Yeah, I like that.
The double push out of donut.
Okay, we can watch back for a second. So they gave up game because they felt the immediate pressure from outside
top
B.
mid control of Nexius, but he is so stuck into this fight, he's gonna have to try and get himself out.
But it really wow.
We're behind him though.
So Boris does that, gets the immediate trade. Sunpius is literally Sunpius is what holds this team. He's there for 15 seconds, and that 15 seconds changes everything for that round. Wow.
Or maybe he's changed his name.
Just getting 2 players there, but having that off pressure, if he doesn't get that second kill, it's a little unfortunate because Madden kind of has to catch Heavy God on that late rotate because then they know site's clear. But nice little switch up on U2 and the triple nade. Nice little man damage, unfortunate.
You're gonna pay the piper.
Yeah, if Sunpius dies to that second player, then it's not Heavy God, but whoever was in B long pushing, they would have gone so much more control, and Madden probably loses that duel. And even if he does, they get bomb plans, so it becomes, you know, clutch, like a retake. And now this is just a passive save because they just did really good mid take. And that's why I talk about using the double molly for bottom mid, because even if you're smoking outside cave or heaven technically, or go back to just here, even if you're smoking like snake, cave, whatever you want to call this area, that double molly, they have 3 people, so you're losing that immediate duel here. But you take that
But that's,
You take
I
that
mean, 2
second
rounds now
molly
where
on top of
there's a
that
moment
nade,
here, the
and
match
they
is a
just
little zany in the
lose
middle.
damage,
Also,
and they either they back
Boros,
up
Huge mistake
or
here. I don't know what
they
this
commit to
was,
the
but
fight.
one pulled
So
down
it's one of the
nades,
two. But
Late
just
on the
throwing that
cave
nade,
push.
it didn't do enough damage. They were able to
Left
push down
alone
to
or
top cave,
nades.
and then it wasn't
Again,
a
second
front
molly, I don't know.
snake.
I
It
think
wasn't a front
there's just
cave.
a
It was
jumble
like
up the
back
cave.
construction, so that whoever
It's
was
the type of
cave
mistake
could
that you can
help
afford
and
at the
assist
tail
in
end
this
of a
mid
matchup
fight.
this
But
lopsided.
it just didn't work out.
But it's also the kind of mistake that
So now you're
Also their
seeing
opening
the
game
deep
yesterday.
smoke with the shallow
We're not
molly,
asking Falcons
and then
to
they
be
have a
perfect out the gate,
front snake
but I am
smoke.
asking of them to be
I
clearly
think
better than OG.
this was just a misread room smoke. I don't know if that was purposeful or not.
Now just stays in cover, gets that mid-round fight instead, and Heavy God, nicely done, not letting him get back
Nice
into
little just 1-for-1. That's all you can
safer
really ask for.
position.
Some
Snappy
guys
at the
have,
bottom
or
of ramp
Snappy has so
versus
much
Fiku.
aggression,
He gets tagged up.
and
Aim
the
punch
fact that
almost cost
Regali
him. There's
doesn't
the
find
Oppas on the
him
hunt.
that. They don't see. He doesn't see
Cave.
bombs, so they don't know that control. But Heavy God, oh, this Boris Heavy God fight.
Got a smoke left on Snappy, a flash for Sun Pius, and
Oh,
Boros
oh my
crosses
gosh.
paths with Heavy God.
They will not look at each
Oh
other.
my gosh.
Heavy God
my
just gonna
God.
walk out.
Madden just swings with the 5-7.
There's a flank coming in. It's actually Boros not
Wow,
coming in for
wow,
mid,
wow.
which
Does he make a
is
noise
something
here?
you just have to
Boris
think about,
stays.
and Regali's running it through spawn,
You should hear this, Boris.
and this will be heard now from Boros.
Should have Fiku. Will clean
That's
that
the
one up.
one.
Here's the run over.
Yeah,
So
and
again,
you're just not
it's
gonna have to
the
play
same
for that.
two players that put forth the first round.
Doesn't commit to
Almost for
Donut. I
OG.
think they're just gonna
That
triple up
clutch
on
that could have been
CT.
between Heavy God and Regali.
Yeah.
Nothing to save for.
Oh, well,
Final
you don't
chance
have
of
any
this half.
head armor, so
Bomb
yeah,
plant
just
in
triple up in the
open, no
bodies.
cover. I mean, Mom does not go down. Heavy God's gonna have to rip some heads off. He is capable, but Sunpius scoped in.
Good stuff from
Gets that
Sunpius.
10th for Falcons.
Should
8
be
rounds
a
is the difference
simple
as they
2-0
make
for
it very
Falcons,
clear
realistically.
the gap
But
between these two.
who knows? Who really knows if they're able to manage it?
Launders and I have been spending a lot of time in Copenhagen lately. We decided we wanted to experience Denmark as Danes do. So, we decided to hit the town, and this
We've already seen this, or at least they've been showing that constantly.
Can Tyrese Halliburton and the Indiana Pacers finally win the East? What's up, y'all? It's Roy
Yeah,
Hibbert.
I don't know what's with this quality.
And at Houston.
And welcome back to the channel. I'm the two-time NBA All-Star, and I want to react to some NBA news this week. And we got some real big things going on with the Eastern Conference. And my Indiana Pacers, a team that's very deep, dear to my heart, made some big trades. So let's get right into it.
A lesser pick that they have owed from other teams. And
All right, let's see who they get. The Pacers get Pascal Siakam. And then the Raptors get Bruce Brown, Jordan Nwora, I'm sorry if I messed your name up, Kira Lewis, and three first-round picks. And then the Pelicans get a second-round pick via Indiana. I'm not really sure where that one, three-team trade came in like that, but pretty much I thought it was really between the Raptors and the Pacers, but let's finish this. The Denver Nuggets, let's check them out real quick.
Jokic check into the game for Denver. Murray's in also. This might be the
Indiana's losing a piece, but
Bones bounce.
a glue guy type,
Who rams it home?
but it was very quick,
Brown.
20, 30 games.
Bro, what is with this quality? Oh wait, I have RGX on. What?
Wherever you in Toronto.
What? What the fuck? Why is it on? Is it on this? Wait. Oh, I just had this.
It's good, yeah. Are you crying? Are you happy? No, you're not crying. Your turn.
Okay, this doesn't get affected, but this one is affected so heavily.
I like it. It's easy to eat.
Are they gonna move them? I heard they're gonna move them.
I can't watch this. This video I can't watch because it's just so messed up on my stream on my computer.
Master Chef episode 1, and we'll be back with episode 2 very soon.
There was never an episode 2
Wait,
of
hold
Last
on.
Master Chef. I thought those sandwiches were horrible.
Horseradish. My God. Habanero cheese.
Yeah, man. That was in 2020, 3 years ago, Launders. Film that.
Really doesn't feel like that long ago.
Dude.
But
Wait,
it looked like
wait.
Children.
Yeah. Speaking of children, Nexius.
Blottie's having a good time.
Yeah, that's good.
Somebody said something
When did he
funny,
drop 62?
and that's
Oh,
important.
last night against the
Because
Hornets,
you
and
may
it
lose
lost?
sometimes in life,
Yes,
but that doesn't mean you can't have fun.
that's right.
He dropped 62.
10-2.
Lose to 3.
And Team Falcons.
Okay, I
The
like this
offense
triple
quickly
donut
through.
push off the red room smoke,
go.
immediate aggression, get
Nexius.
instant bomb
Not
plant.
gonna be able to I
Oh,
take it back.
Nexus,
I was gonna say
nice.
stop
Little
anything
one
before the
piece.
plant, but Killing Magis will at least give a man advantage for this retake. Where
That's all you really need,
Keto's
because
got the smoke
honestly, it's
and the
like
kits.
you're more comfortable with a
That it's gonna feel
5v5
one-off, and
retake,
it's four
but
players
yeah,
pushing through this
just
CT
slowly
lane.
just
Far too much
integrate it.
for Falcons
No
to
kit,
handle.
but one kit.
On tap, and Sun Pius plays his hand from
Keto can
long.
just play it.
He kills
Oh, he
Keto.
gets him.
The P250
Oh,
doesn't need
no.
the headshot. You just whittle away
Oh,
the
no.
HP. Heavy
And
God in the
just
1v2
like that.
tries to hold it off, but Sun Pius is
Just like
simply
that,
better.
Keto dies with the
And I
kit,
look at
and they're
the
not
value
able to
for
get
Snap.
shit.
Not that it's any different to
I think if
Snap
he
and
stays on
Snap,
that right side, you
but
hold
it's
for
just
one donut,
fast,
one
it's
main, you get that
decisive.
bomb down. Or at least you get the
It's
defuse.
also aggressive, and I think you said them, especially versus teams that have been ranked lower than them in history.
Oh yeah.
They always make sure that you know. They don't do a feel out period.
They are
You feel them out.
real gatekeepers because they know what it's like
It
to
was
grind
them
at the top.
and Heroic, who
Yeah.
I think Heroic had the highest win rate versus teams lower ranked than them, and then I think that became.
I mean, Madden, he's just been 10-7, solid. He's not going crazy. He's not going like stupid, but he's just fucking maintaining for this team. It's great shit. I honestly just need to up this quality
Formula for
because like
smothering
it's
lesser
so hard to
teams,
see
you know, guys who
sometimes.
just wanna play
It feels
proper
like it gets
Counter-Strike,
blurry on
Sand
YouTube
Workshop,
streams.
organized
Twitch streams feel a
ideas,
lot more clear quality wise than
This is a
YouTube
good
streams.
practice.
Maybe it's a bit rate
Let
thing.
me
Maybe it's an
execute.
internet for
So
me.
funny when people say that.
Like my internet's bad, so
You
YouTube
can't
streams
stop
just
them from
naturally
doing
go
that.
down, like are downgraded even on 1080p. But it doesn't feel like it's one for one when you're on Twitch streams. Twitch streams just feel a lot more clear. Even when I'm watching Flom streams, like I can, like it's manageable. Streams are manageable on YouTube, but it just feels okay, perfect made. It just feels like there's a difference, like a weird rate difference.
It's Heavy God and Regali again in a 2vx.
I'm fine with that as long as I'm watching 1080. When I drop to 720, even on Twitch, it's bad. Like it just becomes bad bit rate-wise. But I feel like it's always been like that. CSGO has been a hard game to watch outside of like high dev resolution, especially when you're playing on like lower res. When you're playing on lower res and you're watching like a video of it, maybe in like 480p 720, it just gets a little bit harder. Crosshair comes a little bit more blurry, especially when you're watching from like somebody who doesn't have a good PC. Point case, my PC's good. I just would need like a separate PC that can hold everything else, right? That can like stream for it all. And then this one would just be like a simple functioning PC just for the game and my content.
It's just the
But
reality. You know, it's I still question
more often than
just
not,
as an org,
because
they're
you're
not
usually
making
streaming and
moves to
playing
win
games, it's taking a lot on your PC, a lot of CPU and GPU usage, so the bit rate kind of
spend a
drops
little money.
sometimes, especially when you're playing with like something when you're streaming gameplay in high intensity, such as like high res.
But also, unfortunately,
Ultra
obviously,
quality
Flamesy
res.
leaves. He doesn't even Vitality don't even have to buy out Flamesy from OG. So, and they bench Dexter.
Oh,
Madden,
nice little fun.
He'll finish up
Nice
on
little
Keto,
hiding
and
from
this
Madden.
Is all on the
And
shoulders
this is
of Jiku
just
to try and hold back the map 1 loss. Magisk, a quick execution, and Falcons come into their game tonight doing exactly what they need to, proving that this is
no interviews, no need for any of that. I mean, we'll listen to it, but what the fuck is this?
This is
I'll watch this
core
after.
with Sonic behind them, will turn heads, and they will do it quick. It's one map in the back pocket, and Vertigo up next.
Looks better from Falcons considering what we saw yesterday.
Way better on every aspect. Obviously, it's also a worse team, but it looked convincing. We also see the stats line here from Sunpeos and Boros.
Boris was
I
the
love my
question mark
man
that
Roy Hibbert,
we've been
bro.
putting up each
I don't
and
even
every
think
time,
it's
saying
him.
that this player needs to perform. What
That's
did you think
commenting
about
or
him on that
replying
map?
back to the comments.
We
but
spoke
like,
about
bro,
him a
that's
little
just
bit before the
love.
game. Like, he is the one
That's
to watch
just
for Falcons.
love.
We have seen the top level from Sunpeos. He also shows it here. We know Magisk is a really
Apply
good
to my
player.
other
We know
comment too,
Stabby
so
and
I'm
Matt
not
is
that
also
man's
really
like
capable of
reading
taking
the
it to
comments,
tier 1
even
level.
if it's
But
a
it's
day
Boros who's
old.
the question mark, and he delivers in this game. I think he highlights what his strengths is. I think his aim is obviously one of them, but he shows it in multiple rounds.
I do think it's important to highlight the fact that
Damn.
we didn't see Falcons on LAN up until yesterday when they got here to spring groups, right? So they haven't had a chance. We haven't seen them. Not only have we not seen them on LAN, but we also haven't really seen them in officials because they haven't had to play, picking up that end score, which means yesterday was the first time as a lineup that they were sitting here having to compete. That's a very different situation.
Very
than
good
seeing
game
them
from
boot
Boris.
camp. So maybe we can give them
A little awkward at times
Bit of an older
in terms of
story
like
I want to
some
cover
positionings,
today,
but
it's one that I still think of from
he was
time to
solid.
time
Held
because
down
of
the
its
team very well,
absurdity.
or at least
It's
held down
vintage
his sights.
2021, which in internet years is prehistoric, basically. It's fallen out of everyone's consciousness, and I need to do my due diligence to put it back, because man oh man is it a weird one. So let's dive in. It all started in early 2021 when a young teenage girl started to receive really mean text messages from an anonymous troll, and she was getting cyberbullied through these messages for quite some time. Her boyfriend then started to get the same messages. They were extremely personal, they were extremely nasty, constantly telling her to kill herself, this and that. And the mother got really upset at this because obviously, who wouldn't? Her daughter is
Next
being
map is
harassed
gonna
by
be
some
Vertigo.
weirdo degenerate. As I imagine any good caring parent would do, they see this kind of behavior and they start rolling up their sleeves, giving them one of these, why I oughta when I find who's behind this. So she starts to launch an investigation and work collaboratively with authorities to find the culprit. Who's behind this? Could this be the work of the infamous hacker known as 4chan? And they went on a hunt to track this person down because it didn't stop, and it was tons of messages, hundreds of messages, over a year's worth of harassment and 349 pages worth of DMs with this shit. And eventually the FBI got involved in this case to figure out who's doing this because it was so personal and so targeted and mean that they really wanted to figure it out. And this is all attacking a minor too. So it was like stalking a minor, just harassing, unrelenting. And eventually the investigation concludes that it was the mother that was sending these text messages. She was running it all through a VPN to try and avoid being tracked down. So she had a real nefarious scheme here where she would just keep telling her daughter to kill herself and insulting her and the boyfriend. There was even this subplot that arose where she started to blame another classmate that could have been behind it. So she started to try and frame another child for this. It was fucking wild. And keep in mind, the mother was the one working so closely with the authorities to, I guess, throw them off of her trail. So this whole thing was kind of like that SpongeBob meme, where it's like
Heavy
Maniac
God's
on the loose,
just
and he's
a
on the
solid
walkie-talkie with
piece,
the Maniac
bro.
posted behind him with his face on it.
Like,
that
not
was
even
this
on
case.
some bullshit. Like, Heavy God is actually a good player. 111 rating. Just good clutches through and through. 12 and 10. 1.38 rating. Nice little one-piece clutch. Let's see how he got his kills. Let's check this. Go through all these bullshit kills. Round started. Heavy God gets a nice little two-piece to start the game. Unfortunately dies. CTs take it. Nothing from second round. Nice little two-piece from third round. Wow. Loses. What was that, 1v4? No, 1v3 situation. He loses. Into the next round becomes a 1v5. into the 1-on-4 that he gets the 1 kill on Boris. Jesus. Able to get bomb plant. Regali gets a nice little unfortunately loses the A site. 3K, but you know, Heavy God's able to get the assist, doesn't look into the right kill. Boris gets the 1. Next round, Heavy got into the intro and immediately traded. I think this was the cat fight, if I'm not mistaken. Either that was the cat fight or that was when Boris and Heavy God switched positions. Okay, I'm not really gonna keep like over track because like it is what it is, but for a lot of those kills, it was pretty good. 10 minutes or so.
In real life.
7, the Isabella County mom who catfished her own daughter for almost 2 years is going to prison. Kendra Lakari was arrested in December for stalking her daughter and her daughter's boyfriend.
Now, I didn't mention...
Might just do some aim labs while we're waiting. Yeah, let's do some aim labs. Do. So, they only added commentary. They only added a live chat so that they can advertise ad-free content. Which is directly through their domain, their app, which is incentivizing profits, and then Google Play, which is incentivizing profits. So I don't think you get a lot of money. Okay, no. So, no, you're just more incentivizing to get people's information than anything. Kind of just have them on your domain, your websites. I have not played aim labs in a minute, bro. I don't really do the practice. I don't care for it too much. Probably only gonna stream the games, and then I'll be back later tonight to do just like some CS. Just gotta take care of some stuff for the evening, you know. I have aim labs connected now. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do, baby.
Welcome back, and you are watching a matchup of 2 interesting teams. OG with a relatively new lineup, and then the newly formed Falcons, the team that everyone was speaking about last year. Lots of rumors going around about who would be joining them. We get to see them for the first time on LAN. Now, just before the break, we were talking a bit more about OG because they just haven't had a very good showing here at Spring Groups. It hasn't gone well, and now if you take a look at the world rankings, well, you can also see how many times they've gone through all these changes.
Yeah. I mean, I remember OG coming into the scene. They signed some interesting players with their Lexi, their main suit, the Valde, and it was a good project. It was one you felt like, okay, they would make playoffs. But ever since, it's been a freaking mess. Like, nobody knows what the hell is going on, and we don't know who has the responsibility. From sources, we know that Roger had a lot to say, but all of a sudden, he gets the chance out of Astralis, so what the hell is going on?
I think this is the tough one for me though, because I want to be sympathetic to the players, right? This is a young group. I think it's around the average age is like 21, 22 for this team. So this is a young group of players who want this opportunity to prove themselves. And I said it earlier, I'll say it again, it's the instability, right? Now you've got to wait for 2 months because your coach has announced he's leaving, but he's not leaving for 2 months. You can't make any roster changes during that time because you've got to wait for the new coach to come in. It kind of feels like you've just been put in Counter-Strike purgatory, really.
Yeah, and I don't know why is he even there? Like, for me, as a personal player, I would never want my coach to be like, he's not committed to me. Why would I be committed to what he brings to the team? Like, he's not gonna go the extra mile for the team. Obviously, he has a big history with the team. He's probably been there for 2 to 3 years. But, like, why don't you get a new one in? Get someone else. Like, try to make it work with the guys long-term. Because this is a long-term project. Rocket is not going to fix this short-term.
I don't think there's more to say on it, and we're not going to say more on it. We're going to speak a little bit about Vertigo and the Falcons lineup. We're going to see, obviously, yesterday they played Astralis, and it didn't look as good as we would have liked from Falcons. A little bit of a different look for the team today, but a different opponent.
But it also gives a different perspective, right? Because yesterday we didn't know how good Astralis was, but looking today, I think it was very fair that the Falcons lost 2-0.
Fair enough. And obviously, as they get ready here, Vertigo for the core, this is a map that they play well, that they know well, Bubsky. So are you expecting them to 2-0 this series?
I think everything else would be a disappointment for the players of Falcons. They expect to beat a team like OG 2-0.
They look really happy as well, because yesterday they did not look happy.
I mean, when you win, you're always happy.
That's a fair point. And we are, of course, getting ready on your screens right now. Sam Pius, the player that we spoke about, all looking really good. So final prediction for you, Bubsky, you're definitely going with that 2-0.
Yeah, you want to go for the score as well?
You can throw a score in. I'm going 2-0. I believe in Snappy. I always have. I believed in him yesterday as
13-4.
13-4. You think OG can get 4 rounds?
I pissed around from Heavy God.
Wow. Wow.
Probably.
Okay, here we go. There's your scoreline. If you have those, I mean, share them as well. That'll be interesting. I just feel like we've been so tough. I'm Vladdy obviously standing behind OG as well. She's got such a big thing to fulfill here as the team manager, having to step in as coach.
Oh, not GM, team manager.
No expectations on her side. Like, we can't say anything bad or good about what she's doing. She's obviously a stand-in in a completely new role.
I can say something good because I've seen her and I know her. I know that she'll be good at motivating these players. She's going to be good at trying to speak them up. That's something that she's good at. She's such a positive force in that regard, while also maintaining a good logic. She understands Counter-Strike, so she's going to be fair on that. But again, I feel like we threw everything but the kitchen sink at this team and now expect them to perform.
Yeah, and it's also hard, like, it's definitely not the energy that is lacking on OG side. We can see from the outside that obviously they're not happy because they're not winning, but she isn't able to fix in-game stuff. And the issue with this team on OG side is that the level of the players isn't high enough to compete against Falcons on this level consistently, and she's not helping that fact.
Just to be clear, of course, Raga isn't here because he's dealing with a family emergency. He's not, the Astralis move has nothing to do with the fact that he's not here. He is actually, I think his wife's been ill, so we send her our well wishes and hope for the best. But ultimately, I think it's fair to say that Falcons is going to take this one. That's where Bubsky and I are standing. Scrawny, Londos, how about you?
What the hell? You guys are writing off OG just like that?
I wonder where they got it from. Maybe the hate's contagious, Connor.
I wouldn't say it's hate. Hate's a strong word.
Keto's gonna get 4 kills this map.
That's
I can't believe
almost
in a
true.
team that will pay for good players.
Okay, it's not hate. It's toxicity.
It's
Yeah.
toxicity.
Yeah, it's a little toxicity.
Remember, guys,
I'm gonna play my
toxicity is
last.
choice.
It's true.
Trainer.
It's true, and it was sprinkled in at the start of this series because I wanted the expectations to be realistic. Falcons have designed this project to win,
I
and
think
they
this
can't
is
afford
my
early
favorite
losses
one.
to a team
No.
that is kind of in this weird flux and is honestly just as new as the team that sits across from them, right? If Falcons is this fresh roster that we give a little slack to for that reason, well, yeah, maybe I should be fairer on OG. They are trying to implement Nexius and Heavy God, but they don't have the tool for the job. The implementer in their head coach is not in attendance.
Yeah, they need and I think like with a proper IGL, I think the perspective on this lineup changes quite a bit between Fregali, Heavy God, and Nexius.
No doubt.
At least they're new.
Okay.
Let's get it on.
That was like 40 damage right there.
I hope for OG's sake they can make this one a little more competitive. Fingers crossed for them.
Why don't you be honest for once in your life? Just say how you feel.
And can't let the mask slip.
Very smart, you passed.
Alright.
Senpai's got this one locked in. Oh, hits him with the gush on the drive-by. It's a mid to CT A-wrap. And they're gonna find it wide open for the taking. How many rounds OG getting this one? And answer honestly for once.
Yeah, honestly for once, say 4.
Okay.
Yeah. Falcons, I think they're pissed about the Astralis Vertigo last time.
For sure.
And, they got a Vertigo to prove.
I think the best thing that Falcons can do, the thing they need most, is just a nice, easy stomp to start the year. You know, playing Astralis in their current form, that was just a tight match. And a match, I mean, Falcons didn't get completely ran over.
Okay, I'm hitting a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a little bit closer than it appeared, but it really. I think I predicted the day pretty well in the sense of, okay, Astralis did show us that they were really good versus Falcons, so, and then Falcons will probably run over OG.
Actually, I did forget that Falcons got 13-3 in one of those maps. The Vertigo game had some good rounds.
Yeah, yeah. The Vertigo one, though, that was the Falcons pick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, the writing really was on the wall. The that Astralis were in a strong form.
Yeah.
Okay, nice little rep around. Not just about to get a free little ace.
Feast on some easy pickups.
Nope.
Singular.
No.
That's a team kill in the middle. Unlucky.
Heavy God's about to get a nice little one piece.
Uh-oh. Careful now. Oh, the fadeaway, because it's Heavy God.
Heavy God.
But I mean, Heavy God's actually gotten all these kills.
Heavy Go.
Wait, did
Any
he actually?
damage in this one? All these kills.
Oh, wow. I didn't even realize that.
Skinny Devil. Just doesn't, doesn't have the same.
Your name's Scrawny. Scrawny Gowd.
Scrawny Gowd.
Okay, actual round now. We're gonna see some real implementation. What is this Regali setup?
Let's go OG with the guns.
Ooh.
They are
That's
a
just
little
a
more
nice
lethal.
little front smoke so that they
Ramble.
can push
Get
out.
outta here.
Oh,
Clean
Nexus
double
with the
kill out of
2-for-1.
Nexius. Zones him. Regali
Nexius?
stuck behind the sandbags.
Oh,
Some
nice. At
dead
least they're able to
the
get a
trade
nice little
frag.
trade.
We got
And Heavy
Boros
Guard.
in a 1v3
Heavy
here.
Guard gets a nice little B anchor kill.
That mental.
Up
Boros
on
in
B
a
stairs.
1-on-3 with lots of time.
But no
And
bomb
he doesn't
right
have
now.
bomb
The bomb is
control right
below,
now.
right?
Mhm.
So
I think he's
On
gonna
the
just
other
try to
side of
get the
the footbridge.
one, but
Yeah.
even
So
then,
he
Regali's
can-
probably gonna get the
you can
sandbags.
try and
Oh,
play this a few different ways.
gets the
Let's see.
sandbags
First
here,
goes
but Fiku
right,
gets
it
the
does.
one.
Oh,
Nice.
but a perfect timing here for Fiku to come in and clear that.
Nice. A round early on. First gun round out of the defense. First round posted to the board.
Which we were hoping for. But you also promised us 3 good Heavy God rounds. We got that one big clutch.
I like how he's just watching the falling
More to go.
CT.
I still can't kind of decide how to describe him. Like when I've seen the good rounds, I wouldn't know how to describe the style of player that he is. Or like when I make the comparison of that Sunpies plays a lot like Device, I don't know who that rifler is that Heavy God's kind of going for, where he fits into this team exactly. Is he a faster player? Is he slower? Is he more like a twist? Maybe more explosive? Not exactly fast, but pretty explosive. Something like that, probably.
Fiku's got something cooking. Mad at
Hello,
some freebie.
dog.
Knife him.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. I mean, listen.
Come on.
It's the safer thing to do.
Anything could happen.
You never know when there's a second player on the other side of the box and then you look like a goofball. And I feel like in this matchup, you can't afford to take those risks. Quito, double headshot on the B ramp approach. Suddenly, Falcon's not looking so tough. Snappy from the bottom of the Raptors, though, returns the favor.
Oh, but Snappy's
and
gonna
then
get the
Quito
trade, and
bites off
Sunpies
a
gets
little more
the
than he
one.
can chew.
Yeah.
And this 2 versus 5 is suddenly a 2v3
Slows it
instead.
down.
They've kept enough
40
health, 69
seconds.
apiece.
And Fiku's really just gonna have all to say
Got to
here
offer
because,
Snappy and Sunpius
yeah,
working together for quite some time at this point.
there's no need to
Snappy
really
goes,
get
"Listen,
any
I
more
know we've only
aggressive. You
played
kind of
together for a
know
week, but we can
Like,
do
Nexus is
put
just
our
in a
brains
good
together,
position.
show some
Regardless,
good
in a nice little
chemistry.
trade for him, but
Right
you don't
side
need to get
great
aggressive
smoke,
here.
And a clean spray from Nexius, hitting that.
And then you just
Bit
gotta
of
kinda
damage
wait
on
for
Sunfires
Fiku.
to take him down to just 11.
Yeah.
I'd say
Rotate within 5 seconds.
Gonna let this one slip. OG, a second tied game, 4 rounds in.
yeah, pretty solid round. Nice swings out of Keto. Got a little scary when he jumped up with
Yeah,
one,
that was
but
good on
first
Nexus
kill.
though. Even though I was not thinking he should go for the aggression, kind of calls it off before they're able
And I
to
like
make
the,
a hit.
Heavy God energy on land too.
Kind of just canceling it at the very last second. Push me, the guys behind me.
I feel like there's a lot of stories to be told in CS with people meeting each other for
It's
the
like
first
that, just a
time
micro,
in person, you know.
micro flick into the spray.
especially for some of the players who are
So
like,
minimal, but so
not speaking
intense.
English as fluently. We don't get to hear from them as much.
Well, like,
What it's
just
like to come to like a
good.
tier 1 land for the first time. You know, I feel like it's such a special experience.
I think the teams on the fringe, like going to your first RMR.
Yeah, insane.
Life change. Like, I mean, imagine Bad News Eagles, for example, before they made their first major.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's always like, to me, that's the classic tale.
Core memories.
Yep.
In your life, honestly.
Anybody showing up to the RMR is
I
the most pressure in the world.
I still remember my first local LAN I played at. Like every first is like.
oh wow,
big.
what a need.
Very nice nade. That was right in the pocket. Softens him up nicely.
Regardless,
Tenderize
not
that
really
meat.
gonna able to do much, but that's 2 in that spray. Oh,
Jolly
very
drops a couple
fortunate.
on the approach.
Very fortunate
Guns
to get
can
the
trade
second
hands,
one
but
there.
they're met by utility at the minute mark, and they don't need to force the issue here just yet. I think it's fair to expect Snappy should be able to outcall Keto every day of the week.
I thought it was
So
heavy
sometimes
god,
you
not
take
Keto.
that time, allow for your opponents to make mistakes.
Oh yeah, someone actually tweeted and said Slacks was another player who's German who is potentially
Got a chance. And one of the new Fnatic guys as well.
And there was one more. I just want to get those out of the way before I forget. One more German.
Of course, Slack's playing on
Huge.
M80, which is why we didn't think about him, because he's playing in the NA region.
Oh right.
That's why we didn't
That's
think
cool
about him.
actually.
That's my out.
And then QB from Fnatic. Shout out the legal CS. Thanks for that.
Ooh, front-facing duel for Magisk there. 8 seconds, he had the bomb, and he decided to take that fight versus who else than Heavy God. Fiku's gonna get it down. There's no time to plant. They've won it. Heavy God presses out from connector.
Second big play of the night.
Magisk could have crossed behind the double boxes.
What a good play on
Instead,
that.
he gives him a little skin, and
Low
Heavy
kick.
God not gonna let that slide. I'm not gonna say that's one of Heavy God's big moments. He's still got 2 in his back pocket.
Huge moments coming up.
But that is still impact. Here's Magisk stopping to fight. At the 9-second mark. Ooh, and Snappy just steps into the crosshair. OG are in the lead. And they got money behind them. And they got pistols in front of them here in round 6. Game on. Another good grenade. Variations too, you know, one corner box, this one off the top of the box.
They're playing pool.
Billiards.
Snooker.
Oh. Oh, 1 for 1. Is Keeble able to get any more?
Of the ramp.
At least gets the 2 for 1.
These fights, you will give them something to pull on.
Regali takes up sidewalk and is going to push up yellow
on the
here.
M4 now.
And Fiku's just going to hold down. Yeah.
They've got short control as well, so Fiku out in the open here thinking he can duel, but
Yeah,
now it comes
Fiku's
down
gonna
to the
take
short
that.
peek,
Oh,
and
and
Regali
Regali gets
doesn't get
exposed.
the instant kill he'd hoped for.
Now it's a bit harder because now
Got
you
this
feel a
CT
bit more on
pinched,
that
Heavy
pinch.
God
But
arrives
Heavy
in time
God with
for
the
the
flank,
flank,
good
and
stuff.
Regali's gonna lock it down. Another Regali Heavy God 2vx closed out for OG.
Yeah, that's good. I like the way that they fought on the ramp, and it's hard right now to figure out what to do here on CG side. But second time that Falcons have picked a map, and they didn't have any success versus Astralis yesterday in terms of winning, besides some good rounds. Here versus OG on map 1's the best we've seen from them.
Nexius has always been good for one off these plays, and again, it's just variation coming out of OG's ramp setups. Madden just got by him. Oh, he could slide behind 3. Huge moment here for Nexius.
Yeah, there's still both A players alive. One on sandbags. Oh my God, Sun Pius.
But he's behind 4 now. Drops bomb, and Heavy God comes in with 1.
And they're confused.
Nexius goes deep down ramp, trying to stay away from this, as Falcons will inevitably come to reclaim it. Sun Pius catches Heavy God up on A. This needs to all be Nexius now. At least he still has the bomb, but the longer he takes to get his next kill, the closer they are to reclaiming it. He tries to smoke him off, eats damage off the nade, and it'll be desperation if he presses through. It's being watched by Sun Pius, or so it was. Snappy's gonna, nope, not die.
Oh, wow.
Guarantees it.
What a great opposite side hold.
For Nexius, but all his
Just give him a little bit of hope.
It was unfortunate for him. We were watching the right guy. He was doing the right play. He got in the middle of it. And he certainly wasn't selling his teammates. There was nothing actually happening on the A side. I think one died in middle. So provided everybody else chilled for a second, he could actually have won this round. Instead, it became too difficult. Not enough help right there. Falcons back in the game. I think that's Madden to catch that punish on the ramp to kick it off.
Nice little opposite side hold, just to bait them in.
Won't be easy this round, but it does set up the M4 perfectly.
Gets a nice little one.
You get all that damage on a pistol that you know is running for his life. Oof. Nexius comes through with the 1 deke.
Oh, oh no. Slow disintegration. But it is a 2-on-2 now.
Takes him out of it.
But Heavy God's about to get this one here. Damn.
Dink off. So close.
This is good for Fiku. He's got the potential to get the one tap on Madden, then it just becomes easy game for him.
And Fiku will never see him with that smoke up.
I believe in Fiku in this situation.
Worried that's exactly what's happened, but by falling back a little bit, this smoke now makes his job that much harder. It feels like the utility has just limited Fiku's possibility of winning this 1v2.
Magic's just gonna take so much hold.
Is low, but he's not willing to
let him plant.
Make a crazy play at the moment. Respecting the utility as the digits get punched in. Fiku pushing up. Maybe a chance for one clean shot. Can he get it?
Yeah, you gotta get Magic's here right now.
And there is one, and now he probably knows.
Timing.
I like it.
Unfortunate timing.
Smoke and
don't waste any time.
It's nice.
Madden's one of those guys who I think in CS2 was coming into his own back on Ents.
Yeah.
Had a little uptick. Rifle, rifle play looking better and better.
Yeah, I mean, Madden's someone I've always associated with impact. He's like, I think he's got a lot of supportive positions. He could be used with a bit more freedom, but with the team that he was on, it sort of made sense.
That was.
It was. It's all the money in the last round from OG. Nothing to work with here.
Did he have an abacus? How did he know that? He's an athlete.
Must be. He's been doing this long enough.
I just watched the Mean Girls remake, by the way. It was a musical.
Sorry about that.
Watched it with my mom.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a little nicer.
Yeah.
On Wednesdays,
they made it again, like scene for scene. I mean, I guess the excuse was it's a musical, but
yeah, that's a movie that did not need to be remade.
It was such a great movie,
and it also didn't need to be remade into a musical.
It was definitely a perfect movie. Yes, it was not beaten.
It's like having White Chicks the musical.
A couple of USP kills that shouldn't be happening. Yes, no. Boros swipes him away. 5-4 here to Falcons, as they're starting to get through what was a decent challenge from OG out of the gate.
Ents are kind of like Regina George to like teams that are worse than them. Bullies.
The old Ents, yeah.
The burn book.
That's what they called it, right?
Yeah.
Lindsay Lohan, honestly, she had some bangers.
Yeah.
Freaky Friday, Mean Girls, Herbie.
Herbie.
Whoa.
Classic.
Herbie, man.
Wow.
That's a throwback.
Really wanted that fucking car, bro.
As far as we knew, Connor only watched his first movie in 2021.
No. I was all about it, dude.
Damn.
Gun round coming out here for OG. They had to wait for it. Hoping to tie things at 5, but that little gap over construction's gonna cause Nico
The timing on that, though.
Yeah, 3 players slip over top as Regali opened the window for a moment. And now, unfortunately, it's just
Boris
the 8
has been
players
holding
left with the
himself,
bomb
though,
going down on
a
B.
lot
They
better
gotta
than the
call it
Astralis
quits.
series, which is to be expected. You are facing a lesser opponent, but you know he's just been keeping himself in great positions throughout this entire match.
Magisk was just so
And
willing to set
Snappy's
up
about
for
to get
that.
a free
Like, come
little
on,
2-piece dinner here. No.
I feel like, we talked about
Oh, he
we
does.
talked about
Licking
Boros being
fingers.
people that like to kind of
Finger
bully that
licking
tier 2.
good.
It did feel to me like sometimes when Magisk would get a chance to unleash on a lesser opposition.
Yeah.
Like, I can't point to him as an example of it as clearly as the others, but I know he's into it.
Yeah,
If Snappy
he's
said,
not an eco hunter, but he is a bully.
yeah, if Snappy said, yo, Magisk, do whatever you want right now, I think he likes that. That's why I think he'll actually fit in quite nicely with this Ents core. I mean, Magisk
Wait,
is
did
already...
he see him, or
That's
was
why I
it from
think
the
he'll actually
shot?
fit in quite nicely with this Ents
No,
core.
he literally just
Flaming,
played it for
whatever
either
else you
infant.
throw
Like, he
him
either
on.
hurt him,
Straight up so
or
young.
he was
Like,
just
you can-
instant on that flick.
He's like a veteran in terms of how much he's won, but he's still 25.
Oh.
Nexius. That shot
Oh.
from Heavy God. Deagle's coming into fruition. Snappy knows better than to take that fight. A whole pack of OG players on the other side of that entrance. Control the AKs, grab bomb, get yourself up to the A site. But at the A site, there is also another threat in Keto. Top middle for Boros, pushing
Yeah.
deep to the CT spawn, making sure
Just
that this
pushes
rotation
mid
can't happen.
so
and when you
nicely.
knew that the majority numbers were on B.
Oh, but Snappy's not able to get the
causing
one.
problems. Man advantage actually off the back of that one. And Boros preoccupied with the CT fights. He could
Heavy
get caught
God
by
gets
the
in
big
here.
guy. Yes,
Okay.
sure enough. It's gonna
This
have
is
to be a
intense.
Madden
This is
1v2
good.
with 2 frags on the round already.
Boris played it well, though. It was just unfortunate that Snappy dies to Keto in that one situation. And then Madden's just dropped. I'm not sure if he was already low or if he got dropped.
No smoke to block off elevator. I mean, Madden knows if he goes for this plant, he could just get charged down, but they don't swing fast. Guns up for Madden.
Time to lock in.
It's both sets of feet running outwards. Now he knows. Gets the first one, but the trade frag's there. And again, in a 2vx, it is Regali and Heavy God to keep OG somewhat alive.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. The ones you would kind of expect. I mean, the Heavy God's sort of new to the mix. Regali, we known. Regali came into a very bad situation, I would say, on OG. Like, not set up for success. And they still are sort of lacking that IGL that would make more sense, I think, of the players that we currently see. But Keto, I'd say, doing a serviceable job as an IGL. So at least for now, it's good to see moments coming out of the
really love
players. I was about to find out that
talking about Boris,
Magisk is actually the
or the guy who's B stairs has to fight the B side guy.
on OG, or on Team Falcons.
Really?
Boris was the CT
Sorry,
guy.
3 of them are 25. Snappy's 31 or whatever.
And Boros is 20?
19.
19. Okay.
I like this little
Nexius
push up
trying to
from
get away
Nexus,
with
but
it again.
Snappy's
By the
about to
time
get
he
him for
sees anybody,
free.
they're already dead.
No.
Keto
Wow.
lines up 2. Not the first time we've actually seen that peek down ramp get a double kill. So Falcon's pack gets pulled apart.
Yeah.
Blocked on the A ramp. And this is OG tying things up as we head to the second half.
Yeah. He should have probably pushed up after Snappy immediately died, but I think it was more of like
disadvantage the fact that now it's a new game
Madden just
that
got,
you get to
unfortunately,
with a
was Madden already low in that situation? That's what I wanted to figure out. Nah, so he lost 20 health in that situation, but yeah, he probably should have fought Regali in this situation.
And when you knew that the majority numbers were on B,
But Snappy immediately dies.
still causing
And
problems.
how long
Man
does it hold
advantage
off?
actually off the back of that one. And
So yeah, there's like a 3-second gap between that drop in health and just like you get the kill you probably should rush, but it's like in 3 seconds he's immediately dead. I'm just not sure why Madden is so slow in this situation. You know that the two are on A.
1v2 with 2
Or
frags on
on
the
B.
round already.
Yeah, he does need push.
It was actually towards the tail end of CSGO.
Yeah,
we
fair
went to a
argument.
few CS2 tournaments, but that was pretty much without prac because of the circumstances back then.
What's your experience now coaching in a game? That's, well, I have to be honest. When I watch people play CS2, they're still playing CSGO in a lot of ways. Some of the changes are very sort of small. So from your perspective as a coach, how much in-game time are you spending just to feel how the
Yo,
game
I'm
is
telling you though, Heavy
versus how
God
much time are
is
you
about
watching
to
how
be
people are playing
the
game
greatest
today?
Israeli like
but I think
player.
that, me and Marco also talked about it, that you kind of get.
Nah,
you're still
Flames.
getting
He's
that
probably
one
gonna
where
be the
you
best
looking
Israeli
a lot
player
about,
of
okay,
like
this would work in
this
CSGO, but
this
you actually
generation.
don't know
But
if it's gonna
Heavy
work in
God is
CSGO.
gonna
I think
like
the-
when he gets a
the
great
theory craft
opportunity.
thing is gonna be more
He's
important
gonna
right
blow
now,
up,
as
bro.
Marco said, we're
There's
building
no
a house while
way.
living
Heavy God
in-
is
at the
so
same time,
insane.
so,
Pistols wise, he has really good
I
rifle
think a lot of
play. He's not
teams
really an
has had a
upper.
head start. Right now
But he's like,
we are
even in
working
this
on the
fucking
basic things
shitstorm
with this
of an
lineup.
OG
So
team
we
right
don't really
now,
have that much time to theory craft, and we're getting
they're
straight
just able to
playing,
manage, or he's able to
blast
manage. I
first, and then we go
should say
straight to
better.
Katowice, and then after that it's RMR. So for me, my focus has been on just
Fucking
to get
Keto.
us as ready as possible
Keto
with 6
get-
maps. And not really looking into, okay, let's theory craft. And I think that goes for a lot of teams. But
How many did he
I think
have?
we will
He only
see
had 5 kills, so
most likely, especially for
Scrawny
some of
was
these tier 2 teams
wrong.
who
He
don't
did
travel that
get more
much,
than 4
that
kills.
They will come up with some new stuff, and then
by one.
You know, I've always had it like that. You know, you can use a lot of time on theory crafting, but looking at other teams who did the prep for you, so you can steal that. That is also, you know, stealing strats from teams. That is definitely also a solution. But my focus point right now is just to get these 5 players together and make us as strong as possible.
True that. True that. I mean, you weren't able to lock in any of the fucking superstars that you were expected to. You committed your soul into a Saudi project that everybody's fucking flaming you for. Like,
So OG put one foot in
oh,
front of the
at
other
the
and
least you
managed to
could do
walk
is
that
get some
score
Danish
back to
blood
a
back.
6-all tie. Heading into their T side here on Vertigo. Falcons map
Please
choice
make you not
twice
as
now
much
since
hated.
they have debuted as of yesterday. We saw them lose it to Astralis, and they'll be looking to wrap this one up quick. We just heard of that interview.
It's just like the
Zonic
most
saying, "We
unironic
wanna get these
thing
5 players online and working
that
together as
if
fast as possible. Then
they
we can
were
think
able
about
to
strats.
get
Then we can
nerds
think about,
with
you know,
this core of a
evolution.
lineup,
First and foremost,
and they were able
get
to
the basic
maintain
plays.
nerds.
And it feels
Even
like that has
Diha.
been the case, more or
Maybe
less. I mean,
switch
a few
out
weird
Diha for
rounds lost
Madden.
within
That's
the
my
6,
personal opinion.
2 of them to
And
lesser
then
pistols
get nerds
that
for
Regal,
Boris.
Heavy God,
That
late
lineup
round
is
2X
major.
has
Like
been a
has so
problem
much potential for the
Falcons.
major. But
We'll see now that they're on the defense.
it's just so unironic that this man committed to Falcons.
Snappy's one of
Like,
the, Snappy said they
he committed to the project before even having anything guaranteed. I just
I'll
love that from him. Sonics is such a
20 damage
legend.
falling down the ladder.
I would have died, so.
Oh,
That
oh.
crazy setup! Wow.
You just got.
Oh my God! I mean,
Yeah, I need to steal that position from Senpai's, bro. That was fucking dirty.
setup's dirty. Just gives them the best of both worlds on those angles. Another one. Laser beam out of Boros.
Alright, perfect energy from
Ooh,
Madden
get
right
loud,
there.
too.
That's what you really need. Do I got my water on me?
That one's gonna send a message. That's like 9 bullets total. Indiscriminate screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, Madden likes to get rowdy. Give him that.
Oh my God, 3 things.
Ooh, Sampaius leaning back, cleaning up versus Pistols. Him and Boros.
I can't even think of who Masuda is.
Money, get that 2-round lead, start strong. You know, I was always a critic of kind of like the ENTS formula and the fact that they just never got excited. They
On
never
Into
tried
the
to play with
Breach, yeah.
crowd. You'd see them on stage. They were never trying to play with the crowd very often. The one person who I do feel like kind of felt muzzled compared to the because you don't want to be the one guy yelling.
Why not?
Uh,
No, I left three. I left three on the windowsill, so I just went for that. Like I go for the deepest one, and then the one that's closest to me will be cold for bed, and then I just reach my arm out. So that at bedtime, it's a nice chill liquid water. It gets cold all day. Yeah, you probably could take Masuda's spot.
Yeah, Madden's gotten more comfortable with it.
Yeah, Masuda has some pretty average stats, but a 1.17 rating is nothing to be like underappreciated of, you know?
I yell.
It's not like he's doing terrible against. What's his stats against like tier 3 teams?
Sorry, Regali.
Yeah, like he's averaging a 1.10 rating for like top 50 teams, like out of the top 30. So that's probably like tier 2 to like legend teams, like random qualifier teams, like Evolve and them.
Back turn to Snappy, and he will get there in the end, dropping bomb, leaving Heavy God 1v4. Flash comes out, he gets his headshot, nice.
Hey man, commitment is a big thing.
HP, knows about Madden, but again, that crunch, that
it's probably easy.
Use of sandbags is so good.
Honestly, like Fragadelphia would probably be easy as fuck to get into like semi-qualifiers for.
1-1, but he's covering the wall walk up. So even though they smoke deep on short, if you're past it, it was more of a bait than
Okay, let's
anything
get
else.
back into this. I kind of missed out a little bit on this round. Not too much, but it was their buy round that I missed. Move to EU. Yeah.
The Tech 9 armor.
I feel like CS2 is like, I feel like in terms of the AK, it is so much easier to get that headshot off like the second, third burst shot to the point where it's like, as much as spraying is good, I feel like there should be a higher headshot rating for players in CS2 than there was in CSGO. Like I don't think Screams. I feel like he'll still be a top 5.
Excellently slowed down
but
here by the B defense. Nade on the
I don't know.
front,
Headshot
but
seems just so much more
catches him off with the
consistent
Tech 9.
in
Now you've
this
got one
game.
stranded on quad. There's nowhere to go here for Magus, so he tries to take the fight, and that's a second Tech 9 kill coming out of Regali. A 3K off the Tech 9. Again, these pistols.
Yeah, never spray, but the A4 will keep you guessing.
In what
Snap
world?
position. But Madden's 14-9, and now it's a 1v2.
There's his 15th. Go for it.
Yeah, don't waste too much time. There's actually a chance here. He's got another molly.
And the kit. Smoke worries him that somebody could be up close. Time now going a little too far. And he's going to pull the plug on it. He'll kill Regali at least, but time decides this one. A triple kill from Regali's Tech 9 gives OG a 7.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that makes sense. 15%.
Well, what they learned is they should have just mollied him out.
There's just so many more situations where that like headshot just. Yeah, spraying his ass.
Also, Magus
but
did such a good job of getting out of danger.
I feel like
originally, but then he put himself
spraying
back
just
in a
comes
pickle by
like
playing
when you
quad.
spray down. A4. Lots with the A1S. A1S, I feel like when people do body sprays, but A4, people usually spray and get headshots mid spray.
You get to see that one, but
That's the evolution of Smack Talk that you want to see. That's
Yo,
like.
I swear to God, this dude is.
Getting bored or winning too much.
He's going to be the Israeli GOAT.
I feel like that's
Level. I love that.
That's something Apex would pull out.
Exactly.
Yep.
The fuck is netcode? Netcode guides.
I love how it wasn't even that enthusiastic either.
Yeah. Is anyone else even happy?
No, it's just a little half-baked. Half-baked something or other. I raised the red flag, man. Those pistols, something about them. OG playing with nothing to lose.
Here we go. Vladdy's first map.
Uh-oh, you're missing your ramp smoke.
Oh.
Missing your ramp smoke.
It was through the smoke.
What is it?
Or
your first day on the job?
Who missed it?
One of the CTs.
One
of the A players who doesn't have a smoke.
Oh, well, Sampai's normally throws the ramps.
No, he doesn't have a smoke. There's Snappy's landing now. Let's blame
CS is not finished.
Wow,
that smoke
It is far from it.
Spain, huh? No, it's a deep
But
smoke. They used it last time, but
I don't know. Sometimes it's hit or miss. I feel like it's just like
if he gets a third,
like everybody's been complaining about it, but it's more because of the internet. When it's a LAN environment, like the game feels so complete. At least from the way pros talk about it, or like people who are playing in LAN environments talk about it. But as soon as you like put yourself into an online system, like doing it for the RMR, playing against, first of all, you don't even have Valve like VAC going on, VAC Live going on. You're using a third-party anti-cheat through a third-party website to start these RMRs online. So there's going to be internet issues. There's going to be like latency issues. You were not supposed to have coaches on those teams. So for a lot of people, like that experience is utterly shit. Like this was the worst RMR in CS history. But when it comes to the LAN events and what we're going to see from the teams, I feel like the competition, like the skill is going to be
delayed gratification.
It's not even about like the skill. It's just like,
well, she even forgot that she used to stand behind Hellraise.
That's true.
There's nothing to complain about when you're competing at a LAN event. So competition has to be at its all-time high. And this is the first CS2 major, so I feel like everybody has like motivation to get into this. Fucking shit, bro. We're seeing Zeest come back. That man's career was dead. The man's back.
One round game.
Like everybody's just trying to get some height for CS2. In terms of it being for the online experience, I don't think it'll be fixed within this year.
I'm OG. I'll slow this down.
I realistically, I was watching a video about it yesterday too, about it makes more sense for Valve in terms of like their Steam support, because they use they like hire third parties to do Steam support, because they're, you know, they can't hire everybody for like all the language barriers and everything like that. But there was this massive scam that happened with inactive accounts and people able to get access to inactive accounts with major skin inventories. But the same thing with Valve, or like in terms of like the CS team, it's so small that we're probably not going to see like big updates for the first year and a half, 2 years. Like, same thing with CSGO. And CSGO came from third party, so at least here we're getting it from the ground up with the Valve team.
But he'll peel the second off the push. Fiku hanging on to quad.
Okay, well, a terrible use of Molly. And unfortunate.
Regali is in a 1v4 with Snappy breathing down.
Snappy gets the kill in about 5 seconds. Okay.
Nice turn. There's a chance.
No way Regali fucking does this.
Give him a chance. You know about him in the clutch.
Nah, fake it, bro. Yep.
Then Boros is just gonna run him down, but damn. You can see the makings of something special.
Yeah, you
The
can.
game definitely gets better in the clutch. He's one of those guys.
This OG team, bro. I had a completely different mindset in the first map, but Fiku and Regali, solid. Nexus is showing a lot more from him, but I'm saying, bro, Heavy God, Fiku and Regali is your main trio. Kick Keto, get the fuck out of there. Ruka is going into become Astralis' head coach, so now you're wasting 2 months of just doing nothing. Now you have to field for a new head coach, find a system to work around it. But this team, if they keep that trio, fuck Keto, you got something. I mean, shit, too. If Eternal Fire is able to maintain and make it to the RMR, there's no reason why this OG team can't. Eternal Fire is fucking just on Terrace carrying them. Here, you have great players through and through.
These are the rounds you can get loud about, because there's not a single opening.
Great names, but not great players.
It's been a good yell, actually.
Good energy from Boris. What's his stats looking like, though?
Lottie calls a timeout.
20 and 11. Good job from him. 103 ADR.
Guys, they've got 8 rounds.
Yeah.
hard-fought rounds as well. OG have put forward a far more respectable fight in the second map than the first, and that's kind of the, that's the tale of their matchup versus Vitality as well. I'm not going to sit here and say that they really had a chance to win Inferno versus Vitality, but they definitely made Vitality sweat. They killed Apex and Zywoo
3-2 in opening duels.
Banana multiple rounds.
5 multi-kill rounds.
They made them take a step back and think about their competition.
Kind of putting on heavy god numbers, basically.
Maps to start each of their best of threes.
Heavy god
is the fastest
losing his opening duels, though.
Showdown. Spring groups. And that's what awaits OG if Falcons pick up 2 more rounds. And this one looks like a shoe-in versus Deagles. No Kevlar, so down they go. In an instant, deleted by Boros in mid. Heavy God quad fight is all Magisk all day.
And as expected,
match points.
Looks like we got some promising rosters to start the season off. Astralis and Falcons, and we're talking about, big contenders here in terms of looking to win entire events. Otherwise, they're failing. That's the bar. Don't know who's going to pull ahead in the lead, and already a little bit shaky for Vitality. I mean, they're still #1 in the world. It's just one loss for them, just a bad day. Apex's tweet, I thought was actually like a joke, but he was pretty serious about it, worst we've seen from Vitality in some time. And himself.
Yeah, responsibility on his own shoulders, too.
I think definitely everyone pitched in to leave Zywoo behind on that series, but it is just one series.
But it comes at a very interesting time, because Falcons versus OG has now given them a chance to warm up a little, to improve on their opening versus Astralis.
Right.
And if what they have ahead of them, a wounded Vitality.
Vitality, imagine.
Team Falcons versus Vitality in the first week of the year.
Snappy's smacking his lips right now.
I love when a good story comes together. Well-timed hit here on the B site. Magisk just gave away some real estate, and they're going to slide right into it. He tries to take a piece out of Heavy God, and it works. Boros set up for the multi-frag.
24 and 14.
Nade to quad as the bomb is stranded. Molotov will deny plant.
Nothing gonna happen out of this.
To mid and loses his head.
Wow.
Good play from Fiku.
Oh,
and
wow.
Snappy's gonna go down with nothing, so OG aren't done yet. They got 3 players up in this post plant with still
Not against the
nice
one for sure.
Control, but that goes down.
And they're
Matt
pretty
uses
low
a third of
here.
his health for the
Like
first
2-3
fight.
shots. You don't take the AK. You stick with the A1S in this
Last time he
situation.
didn't go for this. He didn't follow through with the commitment
Put
on the
your kit.
retake. Let's see if he does. One behind boxes, the second behind Tetris. Saw a shoulder there of Keto. Gets the next shot on Nexius, but he can't kill all 3. And so OG live on.
Wow. I think that was their 5th round.
2K to start things
That was
off,
wow.
but,
That was like really good.
A great answer back out of OG once they got to quad. Very solid refrags overall.
I didn't see why Magisk backed up the way he did.
Keep it fresh.
But OG got a little lucky with that one. Just slipped right in. In the wise words of Heavy God. A wise man once said, do what you gotta do.
Okay, 9th round. So I underestimated that. How many rounds they're able to maintain.
Looking for the early fight B, but nobody there.
And this is a really good round for
Boros and
OG
Magisk
here.
and Sunpius.
Even if
So,
you,
trying
well,
to
you need to
adapt here
win.
with a heavier lean to the B side of the gate.
But at this point, they're only
Honestly,
getting
it could be
19.
the
Oh, okay,
perfect call.
goodbye.
Sunpius.
Hello,
He'll
darkness, my
strike
old
down
friend.
Keto in an instant.
Yeah, they're only getting 19 for this round, so if you're able to break their
That solo
economy,
snappy A setup.
you at least give yourself a chance up to 11.
Soon to be tested, but they rotate pieces back in
Realistically,
place,
you
so
should give
it's just
yourself
the
a chance
perfect
to 11.
positioning for Sunpius to start the round, and a missed shot on his second duel could afford OG a bit of space on the A site. Sunpius is repositioned with a teammate in front of him. Nexius trying to hold the angle, but he does slip out from elevator.
Oh,
Magisk
Nexius
dies
is
through
nice.
Smoke as a blinded
Redragon
Nexius
goes for
comes
the
out
instant
with more
plant, yep.
impact. And OG OG have done a great job of reclaiming a round that could have just fallen flat for the loss.
Yeah, a small timing missed from Sunpius, and now a 4v4 retake.
I don't think anybody's ready for this. I think Nexius is going to get caught here.
Nexius working with the site cover. Short players not here to help out. Snappy can charge forward.
Oh my god, Nexius.
The headshot. Boros
Go
back
for
in
one,
with the
go
quick
for one
trade.
trade.
Evened out, but remember, Sunpius low health, and
Yeah,
they're
they're going for the immediate save. Great stuff from OG though.
It was a timing that Sunpius was like holding on the A ramp, but he didn't hold for that long. And then to not be ready for anything else, I mean, that's a bit of an indictment on Falcons. They had a decent setup, but they can't have one thing go wrong.
Why is there a grill?
So good from OG to
Fuck the
keep that
Val out
pressure
of grill
high.
up there.
And they didn't sit around and wait either. They took that one opportunity on a timing, got the weakened off the angle to rotate, and then they started laying down the utility.
Can't waste time when you're facing match point. Nicely done by Nexius. He is solid. I didn't see too much of him at Sydney. I know his numbers were there, but yeah, shout out Nexius.
Oh.
He did some interesting plays. It's not like vanilla, which is
Good nades through and through for each player, or for each team, and yeah, so you had to go for the save because you already lost 2, but again, your economy's fucked, so you're giving yourself a chance here.
Making the best of what they can,
but you lose this round without the save. Yeah, you're basically just going into a full reset. You're giving them the 11th, and then you're just trying to play for 4 rifles, maybe SMGs, if you're trying to just get some higher util.
That and assault.
But they have 4 armors, 4 body armors, or 4 head armors too. So at least they'll be able to fight.
He's got Boros and Madden clearing out middle right now, so very little support to be offered here to the anchor. Nothing.
Oh my gosh.
Flash is great.
Oh my goodness.
Boros comes through with 1 shaved off top construction. Smoke grenade starting to go up. How badly do they want to hold on to this bomb site? The numbers are here for OG. Nexius in a sea of smoke. Both teams just spraying point
What
blank
the
on
fuck
this.
is happening? I
Who's
think
gonna
this
come
is
out on top?
GG's.
Sunpius with the op catching heavy god. Regali's barely standing. Fiku trades frags back.
They hit him.
2v2, Madden softened, and Sunpius still trying to find another. All of that chaos.
What?
In a pocket-sized gunfight up close on green, but Fiku falls back off of the ledge.
Oh my god, great timing. Great timing here. Fiku.
Bomb could cause real problems here for OG. This is for the match. And Fiku's forced out into the fight. It's a 10-second stick, no kit on either two. They're desperate to get them off. Regali swapping weapons, but
No time.
with no kit. This goes.
Oh, there's a kid right
There was a kid. They missed a kid.
24 rounds needed.
Wow, there's a chance.
Great stuff.
OG been fighting hard the second half.
Yeah,
so
Vladdy, I feel you. That was a heart racer. That was a stress-induced round.
I mean, the troops are showing up. There's a lot to work with, I think.
Great flash to get just that initial pick onto whoever was in default on B.
For Falcons, who are clearly not perfect right now. This B side is definitely an opportunity.
And this is the kind of result that I think, even regardless of whether this goes to overtime or even if they close at 13-11 right now, it undoes some of the hype that came off of that ancient stomp. Picking into Vertigo back-to-back maps. They would have loved a convincing result this evening.
Convincing.
There was also
I still feel like they get it here.
Fight. It's like 3 smoke
We
grenades
still
on the
save
bomb
2
site,
kills,
everybody
or 2
fighting.
bots
Did he
there.
die? Oh no, okay.
Yeah.
Nice, man! Let's go, man!
Let's go, Vladdy.
Yeah.
They're shooting pretty good right there, and that's a weaker buy here for Team Falcons.
Still get the body. Still get the 3 body armor or head armors. But again, you're playing for the SMGs now. Oh, Snappy gets one here. Please get one. Oh my gosh.
They get there.
Oh no.
Heavy God catching Nexius, Madden.
No.
But his gun's empty.
Oh my god, this round is so weird. These rounds are so weird. This is such an easy GG though.
Towards the B side. That's where they found their early success. holding the flank right now, and Fiku's starting to peel off as well. No ramp regression just yet, but surely it's coming in time. I mean, Senpais is stuck here alone, so they've got to come look for the clues. If OG come back to A, that would be a huge mistake. And it looks like the CTs are just going to start to peel away early.
I think Boris gets an upgrade here.
Running around, T's have not started moving yet. Even if they
No, you're just going to push up into ramp and
some
Senpais is going to enter.
But
Senpais rotates immediately off the Boris push. Yeah.
Versus any good team.
It's all coming now.
Yeah.
Triple flash, one smoke. Holy shit. This is it. You gotta throw your smoke, pop it, and I think Boris still gets you here. But Boris is taking the late route. Yeah, immediately starts to run up.
And he smoked behind him.
Heavy God gets Oh my god, Heavy God! Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
And Boros 27 frags
oh my god, Boris.
But he needs a clutch to close this. Keep Falcons out of overtime. And as Heavy God bounces back and left, Boros reload gets away. Fiku in front.
Oh my god.
And he stops them. The whole entire comeback shut down. Falcons survive the test. A 29 frag map from Boros as OG are sent packing to the showdown.
He left him with a...
That was nicely played. Every individual move right there from Boros. I like that he gets a chance to close it. We've seen a lot of him in the early round. We know
fucking shit.
But right there, he showed what he could do in the 1v2.
That's something.
Situation for Magis. I think he would have been tilted.
Yeah.
That went to overtime.
A little bit of stress sprinkled into the Falcons' second matchup here at Spring Groups, but a win's a win, and a match versus Vitality is what they've earned next.
All right, let's listen to this interview.
Yesterday, we said the question mark is around Boros.
And then
Today,
I'm
we
gonna
said
get
the
off.
question mark is around Boros. And now,
Thanks for now.
I'm going to say, I think that Boros, he did good there. He did real good.
He closes it with style. What an important round to win at the 2v1 at the end. And I also see
29
Magic's
and
reaction. He's
13
so
for
used to winning
Boris, a
against teams like this. He's
1.9
not
rating.
comfortable playing
Again,
two maps
it's against
OG.
OG.
OG got more
But
rounds in that map
I'm just
than
happy
they've
for
had
Heavy
the
God,
rest of the
bro.
tournament.
Yeah, I mean, they
I'm
played
just happy
good
for
once.
Heavy God. I'm
I
happy
will
for
have to
him to
give it
get
to them.
his
They
experience
played
in
really well
Tier
in some
2
of the
scene.
rounds, obviously.
Very
They're
much
gonna have to look at
unfortunate
what Falcons did, and it
with the
wasn't perfect all
byproduct,
the
but
time,
you know.
But OG still played a really good game.
He's
I
gonna make
love
a big
what we
name
can
for
see now, what you can
himself.
see on your
Belgium and
screens,
then
the
Germany.
celebration, the rest of the team obviously is supporting Boros, giving him those high fives. This is
really
the
good
thing
stuff
that
from
we were
Boris. Even in
looking
the
for.
first
I
map, it
don't
was a
think
bit
it was
so
an
bit, like,
impressive
whatever,
amount of
because there's
Counter-Strike
a bit more
from
steamroll.
Falcons, but they won.
It can be a defining moment for Boros' career. This, I think it's a pretty easy one. It's what he used to dealing with these type of teams. But he wins.
Yeah, Crackhead trying to steal some juices.
We see
Actually
from the
crazy.
start, Snappy having a real rough time. I would actually expect him to come off with one kill and get off easily, but he doesn't manage to. The
Like,
trade
Vaughn
with
is
the
not
AKs
the same
and
as it
Matt,
once
yeah,
was, bro.
thought the
There
round
are
was
way
over,
too many
but he
crackheads.
really only gets one for this situation. Not a good look. And then they have a perfect situation, 3v2. I would imagine normally Falcons close these rounds, but Magis doesn't play it well. He gets caught off and he gets into a position where he's not able to escape, but Boros in the end saves it all.
He does save it all, and he saves Falcon's spot here at groups
Yeah, I felt
because
so
that
much
is what was on the line. They will
comfort
now
for
face
this
off
man.
against Vitality.
He's
Unfortunately,
like, easy money.
for OG, they are going to the
29,
showdown.
bro.
So not all opportunities
29.
are lost.
Let's see who
to
the
answer
interview is
phone,
with.
like we
I'd
calls,
assume
but
it's either
for them
Snappy
it's gonna be
or
a bit of a struggle.
Luckily,
Zonix.
they're going to have a lot of time to practice and get those defaults into play.
Yeah.
Banks is with Regali now. Let's hear
They're
what
gonna need
they
it.
have to
They're
say
gonna have some
as
time.
they exit the competition.
OG will be eliminated here when it comes to the last spring groups. Regali, you guys obviously are going through changes. You're trying to put this roster together, and you have a tough group as well. I want to start by looking at this Ancient though, and it did seem like you guys.
I didn't think they were
like
gonna
even on rounds you could have won,
interview
the score was
OG.
a bit deceiving, but it wasn't what we expected to see from an OG. What was wrong at this point?
I think we played with fear, just like we did yesterday. Maybe it's just because it's like first LAN, but I don't really know. Like we couldn't find the grip on the clutches. Like sometimes you need to rely on individuals to finish out the rounds, and unfortunately I couldn't do it back then. Then yeah, I mean Nikki clutched once, but we didn't bounce back, so that was weird for me. I don't really know. Like we played too fast-paced, but we didn't like swing with the intention to kill. I think that's the best explanation.
A swing and a miss sometimes, but you say, okay, there wasn't much of this energy in the first map. In the second map, you've got guys got going. There was a huge chance here. We're hearing Heavy God shout. Was that where you guys had like no pressure?
Yeah, like we thought, you know what, let's just play our game and have fun actually. For once in this tournament, And so we did, but yeah, unfortunately, yeah, we lost the clutch in the end here.
It was a close clutch, so, and certainly some chances of in it. Let me just look at this OG and what you have. You made it to the RMRs, yeah, so you got that, and that's a positive step forward. But how much time or how much more do you guys need right now for us to see some more out of you?
I mean, at least get a full month of
Yeah.
practice, because
At least
there
a
was a lot of
month.
pressure with the qualifications to RMR and stuff like this. Like, we didn't really practice. We had the bootcamp of like 3 weeks, but we played the quals.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just think for now, like until RMR, I think we will be obviously better, and we will put work in a lot.
Well, good luck in the future. Good luck in the RMR as well, mate. Sorry to see you go, but thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Are we gonna
Banks.
listen
Of course,
to
like you see on your screen right now,
Benta
OG
enters
Esports
free
is
agency?
eliminated.
Goodbye,
Falcons lives to
Tidal.
fly another day.
I mean, he said the right words. They're going to work hard for the RMR because this is going to be their next focus. This was not a good tournament for OG. A lot of circumstances wasn't optimal either, leaving the coach behind all of a sudden. So there is room for improvement. But
Are we
are
getting a
hopefully
Falcons
looking
interview?
at a better OG at the RMR.
So we did say goodbye to 2 teams today. Let's take a look at all the action that you may have missed if you woke up a little bit late. So this bracket, of course, the one you've been watching, the big surprise
Sorry,
here was
buddy.
Astralis
Yeah.
beating Vitality. Babsky believed, even though he didn't
Gotta
put
work,
Astralis
though.
as his prediction.
No, I put Astralis as a... No, I said
Yeah,
Vitality
Bentan's
would
still
win,
playing.
so when
He
I
just
expected
left
Astralis to put
free
up a fight,
agency.
but they put up more than a fight. They actually managed to win against the best
Well, now
team in
he
the
is
world.
entering free
I just
agency,
give
not
you a
left.
little bit of a hard time. And of course, Falcons stayed. They will now have to face Vitality. But earlier today, I think that the big shock for a lot of fans was
Yeah, the
Complexity
G2 Navi's
going
match.
down 2-0 to NIP.
Yeah, they've not been looking good
Alright,
after that CS2 event with Sydney. We see Eliza last year, they've placed 6th, and we also see the
So
Challenger one where they
what's
finished
tomorrow's matches
bottom half
then?
of the tournament. So it's not been looking too shabby for the guys over at the North American side.
Yeah,
Did
so
you
we're starting
expect
Group B,
Navi
and
to
then
beat G2?
Friday we're gonna start into
I had a
the
50-50. We had
groups or
the
into the
predictions. We'll
qualifiers.
find that
Okay.
at some point. I don't think it was surprising to see Navi
Anyways,
potentially beating
tomorrow's where it
G2.
gets
I don't
serious
think G2
because
is
we're
the
getting the
former
shit
strength. I
spirit,
don't
but
think
at least
Nexa
we'll
is
see
the same
Shiro in
players
his
that JKS
debut
is,
for
and I think it's going to take time for them to find their rhythm.
I think it's
Spirit
important to note that the
against
bench warmers,
the debut
we've
of
been
Team Liquid in the Tier
instructed by
1
Mr.
scene.
Banks that we
And look
can,
at how happy
between Babsky and I,
Kaden
we can
looks
choose
in this,
whoever we
bro.
want, so long
Look
as
how
it's
happy he
Navi.
looks.
Yeah, and today it helped us out. I would not have gone for
Need to get
Astralis
me
one
some
today,
Naffer
but I
gear
think
now.
I'm pretty happy with the predictions today, even though we lost 2 lives. But
We might
They
have
all-
lost, but look, we're tied for...
Creamy,
predictions
bro.
today, even though we
Creamy
lost 2 lives.
Bears.
But
We might
they
have
all-
lost, but look, we're
Okay.
tied.
Hail to be one because I'm always
Creamy
being screwed
Bears
over.
is
Yeah, we
the top
don't,
team,
no,
or
we
the
can-
top
the GG bed ones I like because I just like beating the other
betters.
talent. So Babsky, Mr. Banks, our team, we're in it. Let's move on though, because this is always the good one, the traded play of the day. We've got 3 here. Babsky, you're gonna talk us through exactly what we're
I
looking.
don't care for this. I'm getting off. I'll be back in the evening.